between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Conan, destined to bear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Alright, this is chapter 10. So this is the daytime on, or I'm sorry, this should be nighttime on day 16. You had just witnessed Dardas being gutted by something that you weren't able to see. And now he sits at your feet, bleeding profusely. And I'll let you guys take it away. He is screaming and holding his stomach close, looking at it, hoping that his intestines aren't about to spill out of his stomach.
So Melik kneels down next to him and puts one knee into the dirt, and he's up on one of his other knees. Immediately starts tearing cloth from the ends of his robes, and pulling Dardas' shirt up, he starts pressing cloth under the wound to try and stop the bleeding. Dardas, you stayed with us. What did this?
If you're saying something, I'm not hearing you.
Really? Already?
I heard you alright that time.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just ask what did this? Is that?
Oh, maybe this is very the end. Cut off. It's hard to see. Too dark. It was a shape. It was quick.
And Melik will immediately attempt to try and stop the bleeding and put pressure on the wound.
Go ahead and roll a healing. So you're pressing on the wound. Stop, Melik! You're killing me. Get me to the priestesses.
Grab a handcart. Hurry.
Yep. Melik looks around and he runs over to one of these carts.
Go ahead.
And brings.
Yeah,
it back.
go ahead. Everybody, roll me observation if you don't mind.
Definitely. Haroon is like all over just watching the horizon pretty much. Watching the shadows.
I get a reroll 1 die 20. I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
20.
Good call.
Gotta love those rerolls, man.
I think that's a failure,
Better than
but
giving
yeah,
him doom.
but you did not give me doom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no complication.
Yep, correct. So,
And it should give us 2 momentum as well.
oh yeah, I can see. Yeah. Okay, so Melik and Haroon, you hear the footfalls of someone closing. They're not being particularly quiet, but you can tell there's multiple people. They're coming from the darkness.
From what
To
direction?
your right?
So coming.
That's
from over here?
correct.
Okay. Melik immediately tries to get Dardas into one of these carts here.
Arun's gonna try and dip into the shadows behind one of these wagons if that's
Mhm.
suitable.
Yeah, you're able to get Dardas over in this cart and place him there.
Quickly, we must get him to the priestesses. And he's looking at Varys and Kagan.
Are there any horses or mounts about?
There's camels. There's not many horses. There's some donkeys, I suppose.
Can I try to herd the donkeys?
They're directly to the north of you where the pens are. It's a pen.
I'll rush towards wherever the pens are.
Yeah, they're right in there. Yeah, you can grab a donkey and bring it with you. That's not a problem.
And grab 2 of them. Yelling at them and they're coming in.
Okay.
And this whole time, Melik is, giving Dardas some water out of a skin bag and just trying to keep him focused. We're going to get you to the sisters. They will take care of you.
He tries to drink something, but he immediately just spits it back up in agonizing pain. About that time, you see 3 images kind of on the periphery of your vision. And those who passed your observation check notices it's 3 women dressed in hard-boiled leather armor and carrying assorted weapons at their side. And they're looking around, and as they come upon your torchlight here, they kind of look at each other and frown and turn over their shoulder and look behind them as if they're trying to find something.
Yeah, at that point, Haroon would be a little bit less cautious, seeing that they don't seem like we're the ones they were looking for. He had a bit of a different idea about what might be going down. So he kind of steps out of the shadows a bit from, like, almost under the cart. And who would you be?
The woman standing next to you has thick, coarse, red hair, pale of skin, with a black, heavy black eyeshadow, and she turns to you and points her weapon in your direction, which is a axe, and she points the spike on the end of it at you and says, "I am Ophelia, Priestess of Ishtar, and these are my sisters. We're hunting the beast."
Well then, perhaps you would be able to assist us. It has simply struck Dardas just now. At least I presume that is what it was.
The woman next to you frowns. "We are not healers. We are the warriors, the warrior priestesses of Ishtar. You will need to take him to the temple."
Very well. You will continue to hunt the beast then, I take it.
She looks at Haroon. Yes. Why was it here? Did you see it?
Not well enough to understand what it was. Merely Dardas going down with a scream. He said it was too fast for him to see it properly. But it was close. Probably still is.
Haroon, what are you doing back there? Who are you babbling to? We have to go.
One of the women kind of like moves forward around the corner, kind of looking behind you as if she's looking for something. She does not say anything to Varys.
Melik and Kagan finish, lashing the donkeys to the cart. Melik looks back. We've got to go. We've got to go now. And he just yells at Haroon.
Yeah, Haroon actually kind of turns. Go on without me. I will keep an eye on the camp while you are gone. If it is all fine, then I will catch up.
Fine.
Melik slaps a donkey's ass and gets it moving.
Yeah, and as
Don't you mean a camel's hump?
there's donkeys too.
No, that's a donkey.
There's a couple
Oh, yeah,
there's donkeys too.
The ass of it.
So you smack the donkey and it takes off and as the cart is jolted. And it's obviously a rough ride until you get to town. Kagan, are you going with them or are you staying with Haroon?
Assuming he didn't notice them approach, but he hears the sounds of conversation, he would have been basically, come along, get over here. He'd be herding the donkeys and hitching them up, but if he hears a conversation about a hunt, he probably wouldn't say anything and just stay behind.
Yeah, you can hear that conversation. They're not being quiet.
Yeah.
Alright, so Varys and Melik take off to the city with Dardas. I'll leave you guys right there, and we'll just finish this conversation. So, Afia kind of walks forward and kind of around to the side a bit of Haroon into the shadow, and she's kind of like peeking along the carts, like making sure that there's nothing there. And she says,
Yeah, Haroon is...
"No,
Go ahead.
would you mind if we searched your encampment for the beast?"
It is no problem. I am just as concerned if it is still around as you.
And
Kagan would cut no nonsense. He would just go, says, our companion's associate was attacked here, and he'll start striding over to the darkness. It ran off away from him, so it would be going that direction. Basically lead him to where he was attacked.
yeah, it's right over here where you are, pretty much. Yeah, it's like right in this area. Yeah, so they like this one goes over and begins looking at the bloodstains kind of out in the shadows, and he was struck before anything happened. He did not even draw his blade, I do not think. And she kind of like bends down. This is all his blood.
Yeah, Kagan will crouch beside her too, because he's a hunter by nature. He'll try to search the dark for tracks and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, Haroon kind of looks around near the wagons for a moment before heading over to see if he can garner anything from that as well. Tracks or anything like that, if he can help Kagan.
Sure, go ahead and roll awareness. Or, I guess that would be observation.
Survival.
Yeah, survival. Let's do survival.
Alright. Oops. Oh my. That's too
You
bad.
stepped in a very piece of important evidence.
Yeah, you're not able to find any tracks or anything. What Sahedina has indicated seems true, that there's only just a pool of blood from Dardas there. Alfea kind of rounds the cart again and comes back over towards Haroon and says, We must be going then. We'll see if we can find it. If you find out any information on this beast, or come upon its trails, come to Ishtar's blessing and let us know.
Very well. I will do so. Good luck in your hunt.
Have you three sisters found any evidence of what this might be? Are you pursuing a man or actually what they say, a beast? He'll look pretty much like he doesn't believe the fact that it's a beast.
The red-headed woman, I'm gonna give you a torch so you can see. She says, I do not know. Whatever it is certainly killing people, or attempting to. If it is a beast, we shall kill it. If it is a man, we shall kill it. It matters not.
I wish you safe hunt.
Indeed. It is better for us all if you were to catch it swiftly.
Clearly. And she kind of nods and says, you should catch up to your friends, see if you can help the man. He looked in rough shape, certainly.
Indeed. I think we will do a patrol of the camp first, to ensure it is nowhere near.
Just scream if you need us.
I imagine. If not us, then someone else.
And she nods and looks at her compatriots, and they begin to go. Your search of the camp reveals nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, Harun basically, scouts around all the shadowy bits, anywhere where something could practically hide.
Yeah, if any emerges met people or any of the existing caravan that was here, I definitely advise the guards to be on the watch out.
Yeah, high alert, basically.
Somebody was attacked.
Yeah, you're able to find Armanus and the rest of Varus's entourage that still lives, and inform them. And they, well, we don't have many gods, and the slave guards are kind of piling into camp, but they don't know really anything, and it's in the middle of the night, so they'll do their best. He said, well, we will organize them the best we can, and that they let us. And he kind of shrugs, but
Keep the fires burning bright. Stay within eyesight of one another till we return.
They nod.
Indeed. It may be best to let the Pontins know as well. But for now, you'd better catch up with the others.
Yes, I will keep someone on the Punton's tent all night. We will not let them leave our sight. You head into the city to catch the others. So you guys are going to Ishtar's blessing with Dardas. Let's see, so that would be...
Yeah, I imagine we could use our horses to catch up a lot
Yeah,
quicker.
it's fine. Alright, give me a few minutes here.
I would, of course, remind Melik to put his damn hood on when we get closer.
Melik will put on his damn hood.
Yeah, Harun's first thoughts were like, oh god, they killed him and now they're gonna pin it on us.
So you guys have torches, but there's torchlight shining from this area. So you walk into the town, and Dardas is unconscious now at this point, even led by the donkeys. It's been a rough ride, no matter what you have tried to do. You navigate through the streets of Shushan at night, moving by your own torchlight and those torches that are flickering here and there. This building is granite and is very, very ornate compared to most buildings in Shushan, besides the Khan's estate and a few other buildings. The doors are open, as they always are, and you may enter if you so wish.
Yeah, Varus would.
So Melik, he just comes storming up the steps and he walks in and just immediately starts belting out, "Sisters! Sisters! We need your aid!"
And there's not an immediate response, but you hear like foots on stone slabs, right, as you see this woman slowly approaching, coming in your direction. You've never seen this person before, but she wears the white robes and hood of Ishtar. Yes, what is it?
"Sister, quickly! Our friend, he is gravely wounded. We are in need of your assistance." And he starts kind of directing her towards Dardas.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get the cart inside, so she kind of just peeks around you, and she's like, "Bring him in. Hurry."
So grab him out of the cart, kind of do the fireman carry style,
Mhm.
throw him over my shoulders and start carrying him in.
There's like a slab here that you notice, and for those that are perceptive or wish to be, they can see that there's the stain of blood on this bench, essentially, as you lay him down, and she kind of looks over the body, or not the body, but the Dardas sitting there, and she looks down at his wounds and frowns and says, "This is a difficult case. What did this to him?"
"We do not know. We do know that your soldiers are hunting it, whatever it is. They are out now in the camps, looking for what they call the beast."
The beast. I have heard of it. I am but a healer. And she looks down at the wound. A healer of the souls, unfortunately. I will need my sisters if this is to be tended to correctly. And
"Yes, please, please, hurry."
she frowns deeply and... Very well. I know of one that may help. And she kind of walks over to this room here. Pulls something from underneath her robes, fits a key into the door, and kind of opens it quickly and shuffles through, leaving you to wait for her. So you guys can feel free to roleplay amongst yourself while she's doing whatever she's doing.
Melik just continues to tend to Dardas, offering him small sips of water, redressing soaked bandages, that kind of thing. Just trying to keep him calm, and they will be with you shortly, Dardas. The sisters, they will help. They will help you. Do not worry.
He's completely unconscious, so...
Yeah, Haroon is kind of just... There's not a whole lot for him to do as far as he's concerned, He's not the best with medicine. If he were trying to poison someone, that'd be different. This, not so good with keeping people alive.
Actually, about the time they start getting him seen to is probably about the time you hear the sounds of horses on cobblestones. That's when we basically would pull up, get off the horses, tether them, and then make our way in looking for y'all.
Pretty much.
We were behind a while.
Yeah, you see what I've described. There's no priestess here currently. You might have just seen her shuffle off, but Dardas is just laying there, and it's taking a while actually, longer than you might expect.
Morris is pinching the bridge of his nose and rubbing his eyes. He's probably up a bit later than he'd like to be.
Melik goes and pounds on the door.
There's
Just
Rap,
man.
there's no response, actually.
Malik, calm yourselves. You're going to wake the whole temple.
Very well then. Let me wake the whole temple. There's got to be one person who wakes that could take care of him.
Do you really want to piss off the priestesses when they're about to heal the man we brought to their doorstep in the middle of the night? Your worry and angst is not going to heal him faster, Dardas. Have patience now, as don't we can.
And Melik just gives the door one last pound before walking back.
Kagan will let curiosity get the better of him. He'll actually try to look at the wound if it's open.
Yeah.
If it looks like if it's a weapon or an animal.
That's a good question. Do go ahead and do survival.
Or should I try and help him, or just do one as well?
You could give him an extra die by helping.
Okay, cool. Do that. Oh yeah, he just rolled. Yeah. Nice.
It is, from what you can tell, it does not appear to be a straight blade. Whatever did this cut deep, but there's 3 lines across the belly. One just under under the pecs, one like more on the belly button, one like on the upper abdomen, and the skin it's cut, but not by like what you would assume a sword cut would be. It's jagged.
The pattern, is it like it's not equal? It's in an animal attack. It all depends on when the claws.
Yeah, it's not equal. It's different lengths and different distances between each other, right? If that's what you mean.
Yeah. Usually the entry points are somewhat angular deviation.
Yep, exactly.
Like the first one that hits is longer than the second one that hits.
Yep, that's exactly how you would describe it.
Yeah.
And so as you're kind of doing that, the door finally opens over there. And out walks not the same priestess. She's older, with blonde hair and a white robe so white it's almost translucent. Beautiful, although probably aged some, in her early 40s. One thing you notice is her left hand is malformed and necrotic, withered and black. And she walks up slowly and... you've brought the injured to our doorstep. I am Sabine, head of our order here in Shushan.
Well, it is quite good of you to grace us, milady.
Dardas is the captain of the guard.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Mhm.
Kagan would. If Melik don't, Kagan would step up and go, This man here is the captain of the guard. If at all possible that he lives, we need him to do so.
She looks down at the wound and nods. I believe it can be done. And she says, lucky for you, I can charge the Khan. his tithe. And the other priestess comes out, and she has this pot that is basically steaming hot. And she says, boiled wine. And she looks to everyone. She says, hold him down. One on each ankle or wrist.
Yep.
Yeah, Kagan goes to the legs.
Yeah. Yeah, Aaron goes for his corner.
I guess from where he's laying down, it'd be his right arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Arm and shoulder.
Melik takes his left hand and puts it on his, left forearm there. Then takes his right hand and puts it on his forehead.
Yeah,
This is for your own good, friend.
and as you do that, she says, if someone has a belt, put it in his mouth, so he doesn't bite off his tongue.
Varus will look around and undo his belt and try to flip his pants down one so it holds a bit tighter to the waist, and then
Kagan's kind of Jethro Bodine, and he's got those pantaloons in a row.
I'll get the belt through his mouth so he can bite down on her.
Says, we will see if he survives this. And she looks to everyone. She says, do not let it touch you or it will scald your skin. And she kind of walks around Melik and gets into position, taking the pot from Masani as she does so. And then she just goes about dumping the boiling wine across his belly. And let's see if this works. Better hope it does.
Complication. Hey, that's pretty good.
Legit.
So he, his back straightens hard and he flexes up, but you're able to keep him still. And as the hot, burning wine kind of rolls off this bench onto the floor at your feet, he passes out again, and she nods. Good. Very good. If he thrashed about too much, it could have killed him. She looks at Masani. Help me stitch him up. And over the next several hours, they proceed to stitch his wounds up, and you lose count of how many stitches they put in. You're not sure what the material is actually that they're using to stitch it up, but it's very fine. It wouldn't be like the string that those that on the battlefield would stitch themselves up with. And so they make a lot smaller stitches and tighter on the wound. By this time, the sun is actually coming up in the distance.
Yeah, periodic intervals, Kagan will inquire from the others. Like, tell me, Varus, tell me, Melik, does he still breathe? I cannot tell.
And Melik has been at his side the whole time, and he looks over at him and looks for the rise and fall of his chest to see if he's breathing. He still breathes. He still breathes. Dardas is a very strong man, a strong soldier. I believe he would make it through this.
Sabine kind of says offhand, yes, perhaps he will. I am done. And she kind of takes her good hand. She's only been using one hand actually to sew. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. One-handed stitching is pretty.
Yeah, it's actually quite incredible. And she sometimes uses her other hand to push down on things and that sort of thing. But as far as dexterity with those fingers, it's never happens. She looks and she says, "We will transfer him to the blessing so he can rest." And she takes a deep breath and kind of steps back.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you for everything you have done for our friend.
Of course, it is the will of Ishtar that his subjects here in Shushan should prosper. And she nods to the other priestess who has been assisting and says, "Go to the blessing and have them come. I will watch over him until you do."
Varus will yawn. Well, our work here is complete. He rubs his head. Thank you again, sisters. The rest of you think we should depart?
Indeed.
He kind of gives a curt bow to Sabine and Masani.
Again, thank you very much.
Will Dardas be okay here? Should I stay with him?
She just shakes her head. "No, it is not necessary. He will not wake up for, hopefully, days. I will attempt to administer something that keeps him calm and peaceful. We will transfer him to the blessing, and there he will rest under the care of Priestesses of Ishtar. There is nothing you can do."
I will be back tomorrow to see him, to see the progress that is being made.
"Very well, if it is your desire. Hopefully he is simply sleeping."
That is my hope as well. Thank you again.
She nods and gives a small bow and just steps back. She's not going to leave. Masani at this point has already kind of walked out to go and arrange the transfer.
Yeah. Hearn kind of just sighs.
Well then, that was not how I planned my night to go.
And yet it went.
Indeed.
Head out there to see if our shit was stolen.
No, absolutely not. It's all still there.
Yeah, Hearn kind of sits on a step outside.
Oh,
And Melik will walk up to Dardas. Be well, friend. They will take good care of you. I will be back.
So it is the daytime of day 17. Just to give you a reminder, you were supposed to get some information today at some point. Other than that, the caravan guards from Myrta should be moving over in, maybe they're all over there by now. It's hard to say, but should be moving that way.
We're supposed to be leaving either today or the day after, correct?
I believe.
I think we had like today and
2 or 3
another.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a day. Today's day 2, and the third day I think we're supposed to be leaving with that contract. To get the big money.
I believe that's generally the
Kagan
plan.
would go get his, Kagan would get his horse, grab Haroon's tether, bring it to him as he's sitting on the step.
Yeah, he kind of stretches and gets up.
thank you, brother.
Just kind of shrugs it off, like, no need to thank you. Hey, just like, best we go back to the caravan.
Indeed.
Make idle conversation on the way back with you, talking about that when Dardas road ahead for him is full of challenge. Pray he doesn't get the fever or the swelling.
Indeed, or about 1,000,000 other things, yes?
Melik, you really intend to come back here tomorrow?
Well, if there are no other pressing matters, yes, of course I plan on coming back to see him.
Hopefully not for too long. You do realize we have a contract to fulfill.
Ah, yes. In the excitement of everything, the contract slipped my mind.
As you're on your way back to the caravan speaking, you notice a heavily armed man making his way towards you. You recognize him from Zeb's, as Zeb's shop's guard, you assume? And he kind of waves you down.
And pull off to the side to speak with him.
He nods his head and says, "Friends, Zeb has sent me on an urgent quest to gain your ear and tell you what he knows. He thought it would not wait until you had come to see him."
Very good. It is on our way back, I suppose. In a sort. Better we're already here, is it not?
Melik pulls his hood down a little bit and turns around and sees a broom at the corner of the doorway right there and grabs it and starts sweeping off the steps.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be paying much attention to Melik in general. He just says, "Yes, Zeb wished to tell you that your quarry has left the town. He's went to a place, an abandoned place actually, north of here."
Oh.
"Yes, it's called Mevs. It used to be a manor of the old king that was burnt and destroyed when the Khan came. He was seen talking to someone that Zeb recognized as, well, a follower of the old king."
Interesting.
The guy who purchased the beast. We think.
Oh, yeah.
We think. The not the Dominus, whatever you would say. Whatever, yeah. I was talking about the guy who we believe purchased what we think is the beast.
Yeah.
We're all supposing shit right now, but it sounds plausible.
And as soon as he says a supporter of the old king, Melik's ears perk up and he kind of stops sweeping. His back is still turned and he lifts his head up and turns it slightly towards that direction to listen in a little further.
Yeah, that's he just standing there waiting for your reply.
I see. Is he making roosts there? And anything else you know about it? When did he leave town?
Just yesterday.
Curious.
What of Mev? What is this place like?
Oh, it is a small manor house. It's fallen into ruin as far as I know.
Squatters?
He shrugs.
What was Zeb's price?
For you? Oh, I believe he wished 2 gold. He kind of looks sidelong. He did not ask me to collect any gold from you. I would say once you are back, see Zeb.
Very well.
Thought we had 2 inquiries. We had 1, and then I thought I asked 1.
Yeah, aren't you looking for Hanwell as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He didn't say who he was talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, is this the one he's asking about, and point at Kagan, or the one who we believe purchased that big crocodilian type from the slave trader in town?
He scratches his head and seems a bit confused. I do not rightfully know. I thought it was... And he kind of like shrugs. He only told me to come and tell you this. He thought... well, I can't presume what he thought, but...
Well, Haroon kind of looks at the others. Perhaps it would be good if we simply investigate one way or another. We will find out who it is when we get there, yeah?
After some sleep.
Oh, you must be getting quite old indeed to be so wary.
We've been up for what? How many hours straight now? I'm not in my 20s anymore, Haroon.
It's fair enough, I guess.
Usually have to wake up 3 times a night just to take a piss. Oh,
Well,
never mind that. You've delivered a message. Here, a tip for your service. Flick him a gold piece.
He catches it and nods. Why, thank you. I should tell you that this mess is about a day's ride north, so... Make sure you prepare yourself. The dust storms are bad out there, I've heard.
Very good. Thank you very much.
He nods and turns and walks off.
Day's ride, a day's
God damn it.
Well then, what should
Melek
we...
throws the broom down and turns around. He said it was a supporter of the old king. This may be someone that I know.
Perhaps, but if it is the one that had to do with the beast, and it is as Kagan thinks, would it not make sense for them to view Dardas perhaps as a traitor?
There's a big difference in going and riding hard on lack of sleep to go and retrieve a lovesick brother as opposed to potentially facing a mighty adversary.
Indeed.
Then again, as he rubs his chin, goes, the beast that plagues his town did attack this very night in the city itself. So it'd be doubtful that it would be with him if it was the what's his name?
Crocodile.
I had it written down too. Yeah, or his actual owner. So if it was the gladiator's owner.
Perhaps. I think one way or another, it may be worth the trip. We will be back in time to leave, and we can rest up on the road. Keep in mind, sister will be here.
We would not be back in time because it's a day's ride there. Whatever amount of time it takes to sort out this mess when we get there, and then a day's ride back. That's 2 days.
Indeed, we would have to leave now.
I'm not keen on missing the payday that Myrta's offering us to go chasing down on this wild goose chase when we don't even know who the hell we're supposed to be going after, whether or not it's Enwell or this Dominus.
How far away is Zeb's?
Oh, Zeb's is in town. Half an hour walk, probably.
Half an hour? Yeah, the answer's simple. Go to Zeb and find out who the hell he was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was going to propose as well.
Indeed, it seems like that is the best way of doing things.
Okay.
Well, very well
Aside
then.
from
Kagan will flamboyantly mount his horse and he goes to Zeb's Inn and ride off as fast as he can, as far as he can before he has to get off.
Yeah. Haroon picks up after. Yeah. On his horse.
Look at that, you're already there.
I guess Varys
Yeah,
and
so
Melek are
fast,
taking donkeys there.
Oh yeah, you guys have to deal with the donkeys in
we
the
got
cart.
the donkeys and the cart full of Dardas.
Y'all probably be able to navigate the streets better.
Oh,
than
hey,
some
yeah.
of the big old horses.
Yeah, Melik can drive the donkeys, and Ferris can take a nap in the wagon.
No, I ain't sleep. I'm not gonna sleep in Dardas's blood. I want my damn bedroll for 4 hours.
You arrive back at Zeb's, and the door is open. This gentleman is not there, but Zeb's. You peek in, and Zeb is in there. He's like washing a plate or something. Some strange, overlarge plate. When you walk in, he looks up. Oh,
Kagan will rush in, kind of heavy breathing, that real intense look on his face.
he looks. Did my man not come to you and tell you? I thought you might wish to attempt to catch your quarry.
He spoke only of quarry, but he did not say which quarry it is that we seek. Tell me, did he speak of my brother?
Ah, yes, I see. There's been some misunderstanding. Aye, your brother, Henwell. And the Dominus is the same.
Wait,
Yeah, Haroon would be
Wait,
close
what?
behind Kagan, so you'd probably hear that.
Well then. Things have taken a turn, haven't they?
You just say the guy that owns a crocodile is my brother?
That's what he seemed to say.
That's what it just sounds like he said.
Ferris is gonna put his head in his hands. God damn it.
Well then, perhaps we go to Myrta and see if she would prefer to hold off for one more day while we check on...
What's his name again?
And
Dardas.
Sorry?
Henwell is the brother.
Hanwell, yeah,
Hanwell.
that's what it was.
Mhm.
Well,
And her husband, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But the fat slave trader said he sold him to some other dude's name, Armalo or something like that.
That's what he said, yeah.
Could have been a pseudonym. And had
That or he
some
was lying and he fucking told the crocodile to kill him.
Hanwell did try to attack Elkosh, remember? As you described it. So that seems to be in play too.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well then,
Kagan
yes.
looks detached and bothered, deeply troubled. Just try to shake it off physically, because when Haroon mentions the fact that maybe Myrta or whoever mentioned Myrta delaying, he goes, "Yes, that would probably be best. She
Indeed.
return to my sister. Tell her what has transpired. She can delay the Puntins and the caravan as long as possible. I say we ride."
Indeed. We will be able to leave one way or another, even if it is late by a bit.
This kind of cocks his head and he says, kind of just taps the bar around him. For my services.
I paid up front for mine.
Yeah, who asked? Because whoever asked about it's paying for the other portion of it. I don't think I did.
I have no idea.
It was Ghost
Haroon
and
doesn't
Doc, I thought.
Doc wasn't even in there.
Yeah, he's
I'm
hiding.
saying Haroon.
Ghost made the initial one for 5 gold or whatever it was.
I did not recall.
Was I mean, did we pay it? No, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you paid in advance. That's
This
fine.
part, yeah.
We'll just hand wave it.
No, I paid in advance because I gave him two
Yeah, I
gold.
know you did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I
and
don't-
Ghost tried to pay 5 gold in advance, if I remember right.
Yeah, I did.
Because I know Haroon gave him like what, 2 gold or something? just as like, hey, let's be friends.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. gave
You
her-
bought it. You bought a snow globe, right, or whatever. Somebody did.
Yeah.
I bought
Yeah.
a snow globe.
That's fine. We'll just hand. It's not important. It's not important.
I'll just look around thinking, because Varus probably doesn't even remember that he spent the money. He's like, oh, put 5 gold on the table.
Yeah, just don't decrease it from your pile. We'll just so you pay Zeb, and he nods and says, "Good luck."
Thank you. And to you as well.
And yeah, Arun will head out and get back on his horse.
You heading back towards the camp? Is that right?
Yeah, I'd have to. I'd definitely see if my sister was there. Get word to her.
Yeah, I gotta speak with the Pontins to get the extra day.
Definitely pick up an extra strong kava along the way. It's that friggin' Arabic coffee that's so thick you stir it with a spoon. And it takes like 5 seconds for the spoon to go to the side of the cup.
How much for one of those? It's going to be a long 2 days.
All right, give me 2 seconds here to get you guys all set up.
Poor Varus.
I'm fucking 54 years old. You guys got
Yes.
3 days in a row.
Harun's like, oh, I worked as a soldier. I'm 22. I can just fucking go at it for a couple of days before I even have to
You got
rest.
time to burn. I've had that. I've been doing that for 25, 30 years. Oh,
Comedic. It'll be that comedic shot in the movie where the guy's sleeping as the horse is bouncing him around. That's
I was thinking about it. It's like, hey,
almost falls out of
together.
Almost falls out of the saddle as he wakes up. Play that Conan music, that travel music where they're traveling through the city.
All right, guys, you arrive back, and there's a hustle and bustle of activity which you have not seen in this encampment for some time. All Myrta's people are kind of walking around, taking charge of things and doing whatnot, just kind of getting things kind of in order, honestly. And she kind of sees you come, and brother. And did you find Hanuel? She asks.
He'd come up. Is there any coffee on the fire?
Sure.
Could that be the first thing?
Yeah.
You grab a pot of that, pour a cup, and drink it as if he was dying of thirst, but he's drinking hot ass coffee instead.
Yeah.
As he's sip gulping, and he'll look and he'll go, I do believe that I found Hanuel, but something doesn't seem right about it. And he'll relay the bit about, he got drunk, he got into a fight, he was arrested, then released, he got in a fight with the Urkosh, and there's, in pursuit, we've heard the tales of the beast that was plaguing the area. An associate of Melik's was attacked, allegedly by the beast. Also that we dug up that Hanuel, for some reason, he's supposed to be the owner of one of Urkosh's slaves, and that's what doesn't bode well with him. Because something there, he says, basically, long story short, I think that greasy fat bastard of a slave trader is lying to us, but I do not know. I fear for Hanuel's life. He says, that being said, if there was any way you might be able to delay the Pontins as long as possible from breaking away from our camp, he said it would give us time to ride out there and try to retrieve our brother or your husband.
She's like sighs heavily and scratches the back of her head. I can try. They do not like me overmuch, but perhaps.
He'll turn to Varys. And I'm assuming does Varys know how to read and write?
You bet I do.
I doubt the Puntons know how to read and write.
Not the same language at the very least.
Yeah. You know Haroon has been able to communicate with them, but, you know, far better than everyone else, relatively speaking, but it's not, like, flawless or anything.
He'll look, Kagan will turn and he'll get up close to Varys, looking around on him. Do you have any, like, odd trinkets or anything that you carry on your person on a day-to-day basis? An extra dagger,
I have an extra dagger from it's a War Buddies, so.
Oh no, and like a junk ring or something, a necklace or anything that somebody might associate. Hey, that's normally on that old fucker.
Yeah, let me see. I have a gold ring that I wear, and also a armband made of copper.
An armband, yeah.
There you go.
Perhaps you could give my sister's emissary that. Tell them that we are out seeking extra protection for the trip.
And then what do we say when there's no extra protection? That we failed?
We're trying to negotiate for extra protection.
Indeed. And who knows, perhaps if we get Hanwell back, we will have the crocodile. Now that is protection, is it not?
If anything, it helps. It helps solidify. Oh, that's a big word. Sorry.
Wait a minute. He doesn't know big words. That's not Kagan.
It helps to make the lie seem more true.
Tanga's already quite upset, but I suppose since we're going to do this, and also because Hanwell has our pay, then I will acquiesce. Pull the armband off, and been wearing it for a long time, even in my sleep, so you can see the marks there from its absence. Very well. You send this with what? Haroon as a message, or?
Well, if we are to leave now, perhaps one of your men.
Myrta just steps forward. I'll take it to the Pontons.
Yeah, my thanks. I hand it to her in one hand, drinking coffee, the other hand's the armband.
You are sure they will be less troublesome than before?
She looks at Haroon, shrugs. I have no idea.
Not likely. They're already antsy. Now we've given them an extra day. Be surprised if Tanga doesn't jump out of his skin when he hears this.
She looks to Varys and says, "It matters not. They can't leave without you. They wouldn't dare it."
Indeed, they would die rather quickly. Or worse.
That doesn't mean they wouldn't try. But well, we'll see.
If they try to leave, I can force them to stay. And she smiles.
Haroon smiles back.
I suppose that's true. Very well.
And she looks and puts a hand on Kagan's shoulder and says, "Bring Hanwell home. Tell him all will be well."
My best.
My blankets, she says, my blankets grow cold. I need my husband.
He shudders at the thought of that.
Or fucking Kagan.
Dismisses it like, come on, sis. You know?
And she, you know, that's why she's doing it too.
Yeah. He'll try to distract himself by turning and locking gaze with Varys. Goes up to her, places a hand on his shoulder, and clasp your now exposed forearm. And he'll just go, I'm eternally grateful, friend.
Think nothing of it. We have been through much. I owe you at least this small kindness.
Just nod and whistle for his horse after finishing the last of his coffee.
Yeah, Varus is actually going to go around looking for other campfires to pilfer coffee from because, again, this is going to be a 2-day journey, and I'm 54 years old.
That boy's emptying his water skin out.
Yeah.
I'm getting a second water skin from the tent.
Yeah. Yeah, Haroon will grab a few extra supplies for the road.
It's my coffee skin.
All right, guys.
Snatch a breakfast burrito out of somebody's hand and eat it on
Breakfast.
Yeah, it's a Shushan special. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's Arabic. They have flour tortillas.
Yeah. True.
Maybe.
Okay, so this is the map, right? Melf's is this right here. So if you take your ruler, it takes about a day to get there, so more or less 2 days to get there and back. This is the day of day 17, and so you would get back on day 19. Is that where you're going up there? I'm taking it.
Assuming everything goes well.
Yes, assuming everything goes normal. Your trip north is quite unremarkable. The weather is actually calm, calmer than normal, and Varus is able to get some sleep and feels.
Did you mean to move the carrot?
Oh no, I did not. There you go. And you get there without any kind of issue. You see in the distance this manor house that is partially destroyed from whatever happened to it last. Let me bring you guys in here. You did not bring any of your guys with you, or did you?
Nope, I am not having any more stuff go wrong with the princess. I would rather die.
Fair.
Ferris has got it rough.
It's hard getting paid.
What's going on? Hold on.
Sometimes you gotta go all in for the boys so that everyone can get paid and let them relax.
Kagan's not a smart individual, but he's very cunning. So once he gets within eyesight of it, he'll stop and slow his pace. He just doesn't want to go trompsing up to it. He wants to survey the situation. There's a lot of variables here. Zeb and Urkash could be in cahoots with one another, could be false information, blah, blah, blah.
Are these towers here?
They are. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Haroon kind of sizes up the place in general. Does it look like there's any good handholds or anything that'd be easily climbable?
You could probably climb it. That wouldn't be. I wouldn't even make you roll. You do hear in the distance kind of the bleating of sheep. So you're not sure what that's about. There's probably sheep nearby. Obviously, that's really
Brother's secret family.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Well, we have come this far. Let's not take any longer than we need to. Let's make haste. And again, Melek will walk up to the front door and pound on it.
Yeah, it's open as you see. So.
Well, I'm not walking in.
Okay.
I'm pounding on the door.
Yeah, Haroon kind of.
Tether the horses. He would approach with his bow drawn. Don't know what the hell he's walking in on.
Yes.
Yeah, Haroon gives a nod to Kagan to signal, he's going up, and he's gonna actually climb up the tower.
Or actually axe out, pardon me.
As you do, two people kind of walk out and kind of are like in the doorway. And you recognize one of them as Hanwell clearly. And he looks at Melik and he's like, Melik? You don't know him well, but he was one of the, top people of the caravan.
Melik just turns and looks at Kagan and turns back and nods.
Kagan will lower his guard, like lower the bow and the arrow, and he'll speak out in her Conan. Basically, to y'all, it would sound like he was in shock and also interrogating. But he basically asked his brother, brother, what are you doing out here?
I was hired to come out here and talk to this woman.
Just kind of looking, like, hired for what? I'll step closer.
Mirta needed money, so I offered myself to, well, he kind of scratches his chin, to those that wish to see the Khan fall. Dangerous business, secrets, and he's speaking in your language too, so.
Take another step forward, and he's like, he look around, kind of wrinkle his nose at the smell of sheep. He goes, it's not the time or place for this. My sister now seems to crave your company more than your coin. Best you come back with me.
And it's getting, dark, ish, and he says, on the morn, I have what I need anyway. Come. There are some comforts here still, and he's kind of looking, craning his neck to see Varus kind of and Melik back there.
I'll look and give the slow motion, kind of like, come if you wanna. And as I get up within earshot of Hanwell, I said, so then, brother, have you made any recent purchases?
Purchases? Wine?
You'll start looking around for any 7-foot-tall green.
No, you just the only person you see is this woman who is fairly elderly with a bad burn scar on her face. Just wine, brother.
He'll just bluntly, just no slaves.
Slaves? No, of course not.
Inside.
Good. Seems true to you.
Kagan will spin around and give a long look outside.
Varus will look at Kagan and nod.
And he'll begrudgingly spin back around and approach his brother-in-law. It's like, best we find a place to sit a bit, and I will speak further.
Yes.
Why I asked about purchasing slaves.
Come. And he kind of just motions behind him. This way. And he looks at you kind of with like this, like, why are you asking me this kind of thing, right? And he kind of just comes over here and leans up against this post.
Asked the woman, kind of looking at her, trying to sum her up, and a look and curtly nod briefly and just please forgive our intrusion.
She nods and just kind of backs away.
Any chance Haroon is able to hear much of their conversation?
It's in Hyrcanian, so bits and pieces that you would understand, it would be kind of difficult to know what that is.
That's what I figured. Yeah, so he's kind of just keeping quiet off to the side, watching, waiting. Keeping keeping a good lookout over everything from the tower.
Melik continues to just stand by the door. He's just looking around the room, looking at the sheep and turning his nose up. He has his right hand resting on the hilt of his sword.
Boris is kind of looking around the building, looking for a defensible spot inside to kind of make lodge in for the night, since he assumes you're going to be resting here. Inside better than outside.
Yeah, even though you kind of are looking over this place and it's pretty beaten up, any breaches in the wall seem to have been fixed, except this gate. One of the gates, the one that's the most ajar, essentially is the pin is broken in it, so it can't be actually shut. It's just kind of like if you would look at it like the end of it is like dragged on the ground, just kind of laying on the ground. It's not actually on a hinge.
Are those crates actually there?
Yeah.
They full of supplies or anything like that? If I walk into
Yeah, they got supplies and random stuff in them, yeah.
The non-important stuff, or the smaller, I guess less stuff inside the barrels. Varus, being paranoid and having been through some very rough defensive engagements in his life, will begin to slowly, piece by piece, move crates in front of the gate.
Yeah, you notice the woman kind of give you kind of a look as you do so, but she doesn't say anything. You start putting some crates in the doorway as best you can.
Kagan will unsling his water skin, unstopper it, take a healthy series of gulps, splash a little on his hand, rub his face with it while he's dripping. Then he'll look to his brother and hand him the water skin, offer him a drink.
He takes it with a nod and takes a drink and says, I am surprised Meta sent you to find me.
He'll kick back and he'll actually speak in whatever the native language is, common equivalent. He's sitting there going, he says, as I said, there's much to discuss. He'll look at him and look for visible signs of having the shit kicked out of him like Urkosh showed. Then they have to subdue him, the guard.
Yeah, you see he does have a black eye.
What's his state in? Does he look like he's hungover? Does he look
He does not appear hungover right now, no.
Okay. Look at the bruises and whatever residual swelling is there. He goes, I've heard tell you had to run in with Urkosh.
Yes, the fat slaver.
Yes. Paid a visit to the greasy bastard myself. His sister wish you to do the same. He'll just leave it as vague as that.
Okay. Yes, brother. She wished me to, well, run him out of town. But I am not fond of what she has become, I suppose. But he kind of looks down at his feet.
And Kagan will take a deep breath and exhale it. And he goes, yes, much has changed.
But brother, there is one way to get rid of Elkosh. And I have found it. And not only Elkosh, but everyone that is opposed us here. This is a political game. I met someone and he offered me enough coin and status that if the Khan would fall, we might rise.
Light the side of his mustache and lower lip. Trying to digest what he just said. Interesting indeed. What I find most troubling is in my pursuits of tracking you down, we learned that there's a great beast that plagues the city. I myself was thinking that it was one of Elkosh's slaves. Once again, kind of leave it open to reaction. He goes, the crocodile.
He just kind of looks at you blankly. Oh, yes. The beast. I saw him in the cells when I went after Elkosh.
I said in the process of tracking him down, word came to us that you were the one that purchased the beast from Elkosh. For upon our visit, his cells were all but empty, save one.
He scratches his head. I have never owned a slave, brother. I do not think I shall start now.
That's what has me most concerned, and probably the reasoning why the old one there is stacking that woman's crates against the face.
Yeah, she's just like watching impassively, kind of. Haroon, can you give me an observation, please?
Yeah, he's basically watching over everybody as much as he can right now. So, do we have any? Oh yeah, is that momentum still?
Yes, it is. You've been building it all
Okay.
session.
Yeah, I'll use a couple of that. This is the time for
Oh
it.
wow.
There we go.
There you go. So you get to.
Good God.
You're back up
almighty.
to 6. Can't go higher than
I
that.
have the high ground.
So in the distance, you see kind of a dust cloud kicking up, as clearly someone is approaching in the distance.
Yeah, seeing that, Haroon is going to, I don't think there's a way that Kagan would be able to see him without Henwell seeing him.
I'm moving shit
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah, Varys is there. So he takes one of his little throwing knives, the ones that are specifically, throwing knives, and he kind of sinks one into one of the barrels next to Varys.
He
And
uses
kind
a
of,
blowgun and hits him in the neck with a dart.
But yeah, and he kind of signals Varys, and the signal for riders, or he signals the direction, and incoming basically.
Yeah, Varys is unloading his stuff and looks around and goes to draw steel, but then looks up from where it came from and sees Haroon doing some horse motions or something. And then, which direction did he motion?
I think it was
From the entrance.
or-
Yep.
I presume.
Where we came
Yep.
from?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of points that way and does like whatever symbol we would have established for incoming or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I would have sat here and taught you all things, but Varys moves over a bit frantically, not really caring how he looks. Draws steel and looks out the entryway here.
Yeah, Haroon moves over to the side there where he can see out and takes cover so that he's not visible as much as
Yeah,
possible.
you see this dust cloud kind of form into something more concrete as it continues to get closer and closer and closer and closer.
Melek sees Varys walk up to the front door, looking out, and looks at him. What is it?
You have got to be kidding me. Look. Make ready, everyone. Look. Count them.
And
I'm gonna start counting heads.
Melek just pulls his sword out, his shield, and turns around and looks out the door.
Got ourselves a good old-fashioned siege.
How many do I count that I can even see?
You can see all these and other dust clouds around. So 8. Yeah.
Could be the resistance fighters that Hanwell was talking about.
Insight for Melik. How about that?
Okay.
As yeah, go ahead and do that. So someone, one of the riders, kind of rides up in front, and he dismounts his horse quite quickly. Standing in front of you, he holds a bow at his side. And he says, "We are looking for the woman, and anyone she has told her secrets to. Give her up. There will be no problems."
And Melik just turns to Kagan and Hanwell over there talking, with looking confused. What is this about? And he turns to the woman. What is this about?
She just shakes her head. She doesn't speak. "Hurry up with it. I do not have all day. This is by the order of the Khan."
Kagan spins around and kind of gets defensive of Hanwell. He's debating what the hell, and he starts in Harkonian. He's just, what infernal hell have you gotten yourself into?
He looks to Kagan and he speaks and says, "She gave me a secret entrance into the city. How to get in undetected. It ends up in the Khan's estate. So that," and he kind of scratches his chin, "the Khan can be eliminated.
Are you guys still talking in Harkonian?
Yes.
I was gonna say, otherwise, Ruin's already too far to hear, but oh, would that be juicy?
What is our choice? We're outnumbered probably 5-6-1.
Kagan's gonna tell Hanwell, he's gonna mutter to him, he's gonna make like the gopher and dig your way out if you have to. And he'll start making his way over towards the sheep.
The man in front says, "I'm growing tired of this. I am Vidal, a lion of Ranvir. Throw down your arms and come out. I am an emir of Shushan."
If you grow tired, then take a nap, lion. It will come out when we decide to, or you may force your way in. Though you will take heavy losses if you do so.
Yeah, Haroon's gonna start sizing up the doll once he hears Ferris say that. So he's gonna go ahead and do my observation.
Go ahead.
Alrighty.
They'll never let us leave. There's a rule.
Got the momentum, so I might as well.
Kagan's kind of
You use the momentum.
Like, well, there goes a plan.
2 momentum.
Yeah, I used to.
So,
I got
yeah.
one. So.
Vidal kind of like sighs and begins walking back here. And he starts talking to someone in the back.
Kagan, we must look for alternate exits. We will not win this fight.
And Kagan's, he said he just ruined one plan he was going to try. But basically, like I said, he'd tell Hanwell, make like the 4 winds and blow out of here.
Yeah, he's like, "Brother, there is no other way out." And you guys were looking earlier, and as I said, there is no other easy exits. You notice in the front, those who are watching, one man walks over here, another brings a torch down to him.
These assholes.
They're gonna burn us out.
And they begin just placing the torch on this post, part of the tower. And after a while, if you don't do anything,
Yeah, Kagan's going to.
I have a crossbow somewhere.
Kagan's going to put an arrow in the woman's head and then try to kick the sheep to get them to go out the gate.
An arrow in the woman's head?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the problem: is that the gate is covered by crates. The sheep cannot get out. You sure you want to shoot the woman still?
Why are we shooting her?
Because if we get captured, she gets tortured, she's going to give up Hanwell.
Hmm.
That's the worst case scenario.
Chances are they already know Hanwell's involved.
No, not necessarily.
Well, not
They said
necessarily,
send
but
the woman out and
there's a
anyone who knows
chance.
her secrets. Not send out the woman and the one who knows her secrets.
Is there any way, like, how sturdy is this beam here? It's all pretty rotted, right?
It's all pretty rotted.
Is there any way he could, you know, kind of loosen up the other bits so that once the fire starts getting pretty high up there, he could knock the beam off that's on fire?
That would be a that would probably be an athletics roll for you, with probably a difficulty of 2.
Okay, yeah.
Use your
But I'd be able to try it?
Yeah, of course you
Go
can
with it.
try anything. Absolutely.
Yeah, then yeah, he kind of waits for the fire to be well up the beam, so that it hasn't spread quite
Yep.
yet, but he'll be able to knock it off before it goes to anything else. And yeah, he'll go for it. Alright, and I'll use a couple more momentum.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
My
Where's-
boy.
More success, yeah. He kind of gets an angle down low with his back onto the ground, kind of, and pushes his feet up and forward to kind of send it flying as close into the crowd of them as possible.
Yeah, it lands down here, and just with a crash, and you know whatever was burning is just smoldering now. But as this guy goes over here with the torch, he begins to set this side on fire too. So,
Yeah.
oops, that's correct.
And then Haroon kind of dips back into the shadows there. They know there's somebody up there. But
Yeah, they
it's
start
him.
cursing, and
Forrest goes to grab his crossbow from his bag.
And Melik grabs his crossbow.
Vidal yells, "Just come out! You don't need to do this."
Y'all aren't keen on me shooting her. I guess I would spin around and just point the bow at her and say,
Oh, you can do whatever you want. I've got bigger concerns than this woman.
well, instead of just jumping the gun too, I would probably just draw the bow back, knock the arrow at her, and go, give me one reason why you should live.
She looks at you and she says, my destiny is filled. Get him to his contact so they know a way in. If you must, do it.
Go look to Hanwell. What's Hanwell's general disposition? What's
You
she
look,
trying to
he's
do?
just kind of standing there looking shocked right now.
Melik, there's smoke coming in, and he can start smelling it, and he knows one way or the other, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have to go out this front gate. He starts kicking at these crates, knocking them out of the way.
Okay, you start to clear the crates. What's Kagan going to do?
He will lower his arrow and try to get to an elevated position.
Okay.
Don't move the crates, you fool! Not yet! The fire doesn't burn hot. You've got time.
Hanwell with me.
He nods. Very well, brother. He kind of hustles up there next to you.
Forrest is gonna try to keep a barricade of crates. So we don't have to move it yet.
All right, so this fire will spread 2 spots every turn. You don't want to be in the vicinity of a fire, just to let you know. You guys can go. We're now in combat. Let me switch this music because you guys are not coming out.
Yeah, Haroon is, as far as he's concerned, he's readying up to, take out their leadership if need be, and if not, then he'll deal with, things in the Haroon way.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs versus sheep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Having ourselves a Vic party. Woo!
That's the best part, is when you got some wolves amongst the sheep, and then you're good.
Okay. Please set your starting locations and let me know if you're good, and then we'll get started.
Yep.
I'm right here. With
Malik, is that where you are?
crossbow.
Where are the flames? I didn't see.
They're up. They're directly to the north of you. Do you see them? Yeah.
They're. Oh, you guys are starting where the flames are going to be spreading to.
Was the closest path up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they're probably going to spread, like, what, yay far? Something like?
Now, if this area here gives you a view out there, I'd fall back to that, but I think that's just going to overlook the courtyard.
Yep.
Okay, so just from a technical standpoint, can you explain to me how the flames spread?
They will spread out from where it is in every direction that it can spread. One spot per turn. So next turn it'll look like this, just to give you kind of a point of reference.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But hold on, I'm not quite done.
Yeah, but then each...
Yeah, in each direction.
Per turn.
Per turn it'll look like that. That's what it'll look like next turn.
I see what you're saying.
The next turn it'll be, like, out to,
Yep.
yay.
Yep, it'll just keep going from every spot that it actually is set, one just duplicating itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I take it this is the next zone over from me,
That
right?
is correct.
You get a bonus on ranged for high ground, right?
I would allow it. I don't know if that's actually rules as written, but I would be cool with that.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while.
I think that makes
been
sense.
arranged
That
as
makes
much.
sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How high are these crates stacked up, Varus? Can you guys shoot over them?
That was the plan.
Okay. Then they can shoot over them as well.
Melik will yell at the woman. Do you have any torches? Torches, woman.
And she looks around and nods, and points back over towards this supply where all these supplies are. Actually, they're right here.
Oh, yep. So Melik will run over and grab a couple torches. He'll put one in his belt and he'll hold one in his
Okay,
hand.
that's your turn. Who's next?
Oh, I'll get this out of the way. Varus, using the door as covered, peeks out every now and he's going to try to take the nearest that he can
Okay.
of his crossbow. He hasn't used
Sure.
this weapon in some time. Oh god, I should actually look at how likely this even is to succeed. Crossbow is coordination.
Oh, you.
Oh, well, it's better than fighting by myself. Yeah, Varus will peek out, take a shot. I'll use one momentum to make it reasonably plausible for this to happen. Yeah, I didn't think so.
And you miss. We're in her hand well.
Haroon is gonna kind of ready his action. He's got a dagger, like one of his bigger ones, the ones that's heftily weighted. And he's waiting. He's gonna basically delay until Vidal does something, and basically the moment he acts, if he goes to retreat or once he comes closer, otherwise he'll basically throw a dagger.
Okay.
So.
Kagan will stomp this damnable thing lead anywhere? As he's drawing back his bow.
Hanwell just kind of shrugs. I assume to, and he kind of just points down.
And he will shoulder up against what cover he can, prepare to pop up.
Okay.
Spend one momentum, or spend a minor action to gain the one momentum, which will be converted to an extra die.
Yep.
And it will be on that guy that's directly in front.
So you're at you're at one range band away. You're at medium, so lower it down to 1, right?
Oh, that is a break from up.
Yeah, look at the gray. There's a gray line surrounding you.
Yeah, I mean, difficulty 2 down
Yep.
to 1.
Mhm.
Yeah. Rolling 3 dice.
Oh yeah. So gain a momentum, 2 momentum.
God, that moment when you wish that bows had some pretty hefty effect triggers.
I will use marksman to reroll the 1 die.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if that were vicious? Holy shit.
It's 4. I will spend the 2 momentum to bump damage up to 6, and then 1 from the pool to make it 7.
Okay. So you just spent how many momentum there? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So that kills that guy. So you shoot one of them in the chest and he just like falls backwards dead immediately.
I will then spend another 2 momentum to do another action, swift action.
Okay, you're down to 1 momentum now after that.
And it's a complete action. It's a complete another action.
You do not get a minor.
Yeah. Just making sure the difficulty.
Yep.
So it'd be difficulty 1, 2 dice to pop another shot. I will re-roll that 1 die. Oh, actually there was 2 dice I could re-roll.
The difficulty of any test associated with the extra standard action increases by 1, so it's +1 difficulty.
Yeah, he hit it though.
It's still
Yeah.
a hit though, yeah.
So 5 damage.
There's only 1 momentum left.
That's right.
They just shake it off, don't they? If it doesn't kill them outright.
No, they take vigor damage. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
they do? I'll leave it. It'll just be 5 minus whatever
Yep.
the soak is to the arm.
So you shoot that one in the arm. He kind of like yells, but doesn't fall. All right, Haroon. So you're waiting on Vidal, correct?
Yeah, he's waiting on Vidal. Yeah.
So Vidal is going to act first. So, what would you like to do?
Yeah, it depends on what he's doing. If he starts moving backwards.
Nope. He's shouldering his bow.
Ooh. Yeah, Ruin is gonna kind of hold the time being.
The criteria you said, right? You said if he moves forward or moves back.
Yeah, basically he was looking for him to move to a slightly more open spot, you know, either forwards or backwards. But he's waiting for a good opening to where he has like the flawless throw, which he doesn't right now. As far as he's concerned.
He's basically taking a shot at Varus. So I'm going to give torso and below 4 cover soak. So keep that in mind.
Oh.
Cool. He is going to volley. Spend a load to volley. So he's going to get an extra die from that, and then I'm going to spend Doom to get another one. Varus, here we go.
Volley attack and damage, or just damage?
5 successes. We're 1 away, so that's 2. That's 3. Plus 3 doom. I'm gonna re-roll my. So I have. Let's see. I can re-roll up to 2 damage dice. I will do that. My guy keeps moving because of my macros. So 3.
The wall of
Yeah, so 6 damage. What's your normal soak on your leg?
That would be 3.
3
plus 4.
Mhm.
plus 4, so that's 7. I have piercing 1, so 6. What is your? Do you have a shield?
I
Once
do.
you
I have
roll your.
The thing is, I'm using my
Oh,
crossbow.
there you
so
go.
I don't know if I have it
Yeah,
right
not
now.
no, probably not. So 6 to 6. So I'm gonna. Let's see. I'll at least spend some doom. Oops.
Could spend the doom to specify the target.
Nah, I'm just gonna do -2 doom to give you 2 wounds to your, so 2 damage, 2 vigor damage.
I'll eat that.
So basically he shoots and it just like explodes through the crate and nicks your leg. If you guys could put in your red bubble, your total vigor, your max vigor,
Oh yeah.
please. Yeah. All right. And after he shoots, he's just says, "Get them!" And so these guys are going to attempt to climb with athletics roll. Yeah. And they're not able to get up.
Nice.
These guys come and try to do the same.
Oh no.
They can't quite get up. These guys charge the barricade and attempt to start throwing the crates out of the way. Athletics roll as well. And they aren't able to get any of the crates out of the way. These 3 join this guy, but aren't real sure about jumping up there to that fire, so they just
Fire.
kind of get in line here to get inside. The dogs just kind of stay back here with their handlers.
We lit him on fire. We did it.
These 3 guys attempt to climb. Nope. Alright, you guys up again. Haroon,
I presume
Yeah,
my observation on Vidal is still set,
yeah,
right?
it's still good.
Yeah.
He hasn't moved out of that square.
So yeah, he's ready to do basically same thing for Haroon. He's gonna ready on Vidal. Or if one of these guys pops up, he'll go for him with the dagger instead.
Okay.
Which is it?
Perfect shot with the dagger.
Try to generate some mental change. The one that I wounded, Kagan, I'll use his minor. Oh wait, what? This is still the first. No, this is another.
This is another.
round.
Gotta spread the fire. You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
And you lose the momentum. You are down to 0 momentum now.
Kagan will use his ability, spend a minor action to generate a momentum, which immediately goes into an extra die, and he attacks the guy that it wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to push some of these guys. over.
Wow.
There you go.
5,
There you go.
so...
4 momentum.
Yep.
Nice. That's what we need.
Reroll 1 damage die.
2, 7
And
damage.
I will leave it at that. So it'll be 7 minus his soak plus his already previous figure.
So it actually kills 2 of them. You shoot like basically through one's neck into another one's neck.
Oh, baby.
Wiping them out. Varus?
Varus will duck behind the wall and obviously drop the crossbow because that was a terrible idea, and go for his axe and shield. Melik, they're trying to break through. Calling for help.
Okay.
And I don't know that I can do more than just equip those weapons.
Yeah.
Varus, hold them off just a little longer. Hold them off.
There are 7 of them, Melik.
Throw the sheep at him.
What is Melik gonna do?
Melik is going to sprint.
Yeah, you could sprint up there.
Up into this
Yep.
area. Yep. And then he's going to take a torch and light it in the flames.
No, you'd have to wait until next turn. Sprinting is your full action and movement together. You have to do that as a minor next turn.
Sure.
All right. So these guys are gonna try to climb up over here again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a doom to give them an extra die.
Oh no. This is the time. If it happens at all.
Nope.
Whew.
These guys do the same thing. I'm gonna spend a doom to give them extra die.
They brought their best for this one.
All right. So these guys are up.
Yeah, once Haroon sees him coming up, he's gonna make that shot before he has to deal with them trying to punch him in the
Okay,
face.
go ahead.
So, yep. Alright, so here we go. It's gonna be stealth on Vidal. And
You're attacking Vidal or the people moving up?
yeah, they're gonna be up here anytime, so he has to go now.
Yep.
So he's throwing the dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, this is basically his one shot as far as he's concerned.
We got momentum. Use it if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm gonna go in because it'll be so I have to reduce the difficulty by 1 for higher ground, I presume.
Yep. So you'd be at 1.
So it'll be the normal difficulty of 1. Yeah.
So those split fraction of a seconds before they climb up and start to scream, "Ah, assassin, assassin!"
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So here's the attack. Oh, nice. There we go.
So that's
and then
3.
I'm going to spend 2 of it to target the head, because I presume he doesn't have any helmet.
That's
or anything,
correct.
Yeah? All right.
Remember, there's a range barrier for his dagger, so his difficulty's probably higher. It's probably.
Yeah, it ended up being negated because of the higher ground, basically.
Oh, okay.
For the
well. You're
dagger,
still actually you're still 1 range band away, so that'd be 2. And if you're at your daggers at close range, has to be at close range. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's
So it'd be-
in my zone essentially, and that'd be 1 higher.
So
from that,
3 minus 1, so you're at
so it'd be
2. So okay.
Yeah. So but yeah, so and he hit 4 on the.
Right.
Oh, I forgot. I have to. Yeah, you get the idea. I forget I have a button for the actual dagger. But regardless, so then he so the dagger will land, and then yeah, the 2 momentum that he would generate off of that, he's going to use to target the head,
Yep.
and then he'll use 2 with assassin to max it to the 12 with piercing and all of that as well. So it'll be intense and it's intense piercing 1, I think it is piercing 2. So yeah.
Well, he doesn't have any soak, so piercing doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't,
So 12. Hold on 1 sec. Alright, so that's going to give him 2 of those.
And then it's the intense as well. I don't know if that's
Intense would give him
another one in
3.
that case.
Yeah. And yep. So you basically throw this dagger, and it comes across the front of his face and cuts off his nose. And he screams out in pain and kind of stumbles, but doesn't actually fall.
Yeah. That's what I expected. Yep. And then I will. Yeah, and then that leaves us with 2 in the pool. So that is Haroon.
And now he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him up there.
Yeah, he got the big attack on the boss boy. So now he has to deal with all the minions that are, you know.
Alright, so that's all your guys' turn.
But hey, now he's the guy that took Vidal's nose.
So the guys in
He
front
might be the guy that takes your life.
try to rip one of these damn crates out of the way. I'll use a doom. Yeah, extra die. Alright, but you get a momentum. So they clear one of them, but give you a momentum. The guys in back just kind of look over their shoulder at Vidal, screaming in agony. These guys move over here, and well, they actually, yeah, they don't. They actually come down here and try to climb. And they are up on the rails too. The dogs just kind of bark, and I'm gonna use a doom to bring out a handler for them. This guy is going to try to get up and get at Kagan. He does get up there.
And well, stab him in the belly.
And then Vidal, who has not went, like, kind of staggers backwards, and he's like, "Bring out the beast!" And I will spend a doom.
I was gonna say, there was one thing with the whole beast thing and it being unwell that I was like, there's a few people that could pay him more to misinform us than, you know.
And you see kind of walking in the background the massive figure of the crocodile with this maul just kind of dragging on the ground beside him. Good 7 feet 6 inches tall, walking slowly towards the manor. I believe it is your guys' turn. And I'm going to spread the fire. Alright.
I have things to do. Go ahead, you guys, while I double check a couple of things. I gotta remember what stuff I do for what.
So, Melik immediately lights one of the torches.
Okay.
And then sprints back.
God damn it.
Okay. Alright, so you get right about there with your torch.
Off to the side here. Yep.
Okay.
Shit, I don't even know what to do right now. Do I remember how far of a drop it would be from those towers if one were to perhaps throw themselves out of
We're gonna say it would be 2 damage dice worth.
You just jump and run.
That might be
That's what
acceptable.
acrobatics is for, dude.
Yep.
The thing is, let's review our options here and look at what's likely to happen if we continue this course of
the scores. They're gonna get my barricade down.
If you jump off the tower with an athletics difficulty 2, I would let you not be injured. If you are injured, then you take 2 damage dice with no soak worth of damage.
Makes sense.
I would accept that. There are multiple towers, so. Oh. Okay. We'll buy some time. Varus wants to try to kick one of these crates into this crowd of guys.
Okay.
Buy some time.
How about athletics? And we'll take away. Yeah, we'll say if you pass on athletics. How about a struggle? Athletics struggle.
Uh-oh.
They are minions. They roll 1 die, so.
I rolled 2, but I have a 6 in athletics.
Target? Wait. Do you have any?
No.
Oh, so you have just your brawn, basically.
Yes.
Oh, so 14 point wouldn't help there either.
No.
Ooh.
Can spend momentum.
So Varus is gonna think about kicking the crate over, but remember he's not in his 20s anymore.
Yeah, Haroon's all lines, but he's actually surprisingly buff.
Yeah, buffer than me. Shit. Malik, we're not going to hold this gate. We need to
Stab them. Stab them over the crates.
You could try that. I would give an extra difficulty die to do so.
There's gotta be a pitchfork around here somewhere.
Damn it, Malik. Tell the others we need to escape the towers. We need to buy time. I'll try
Just
to
like the crates.
stab over. You know, I think that's what Malik's about to do, but they're gonna get him down before he does.
Yeah.
I'll try to swing over the crate at one of these
Okay,
guys.
difficulty 2.
With my axe. Let's try it.
You want to use a momentum?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll do momentum. Hey, that's pretty good.
There you go.
So
dude.
that's 4, so 2 momentum.
And intense or vicious or whatever.
Yep,
That's 5, you have 1 effect.
yep. So what would you like to do as far as, do you want to use any momentum for your damage?
Bank it. I rely on my my compatriots to do the heavy lifting. I'm just trying to buy time. So I'm gonna swing over top of this and smash one of these dudes in the head with my axe.
You do. Vicious, so that's actually 5. So that actually kills one of them. How does that look?
It inflicts another one, but isn't it the same target? Or are they
It's wounds won't spread across if it's a vigor, if you hit them for 10 vigor, yeah, that would kill 2 because you're doing a wound by removing all their vigor, right? But if you do a wound to the first one, it doesn't like jump to the next one for intense.
Yeah.
So I smashed one in the head with my
Like a
axe.
melon.
Split it. It goes down to his chin, and I yank it out. Don't touch my crates.
That's where I keep all my rubies.
All right, Haroon, you're up, but I'm gonna spend a doom to have one of my mobs go,
Oh no. Shit.
and they will attack you with 4 dice.
Right. Oh my. Let's see how this goes. I'm probably gonna parry this. Let's see. Alright.
What's your reach?
Reach is technically 2 because my shield
That's fine.
actually. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to roll to parry and I'll add a die.
With momentum?
Yep. So, 4, man.
Yes, that's 3 momentum gained. You're at your maximum.
Shield.
And they have gone, so yeah. Just make sure I know
Yeah,
that.
so he is then going to use an action to withdraw.
Okay.
To get over to here. And then he'll use his move to climb down.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yep. And that's Harun.
Is Haru running?
No, he's tactically retreating is what he's doing.
We don't even know, so.
Tactically. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be great. Just watch.
Okay, so that's all your guys' turn. So the ones that came up and tried to stab Harun, he went that way! And...
I haven't
Oh,
gone this
then
round.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. I used... Yeah, because I used
Hasn't
you.
gone either.
Hanwell is just... He doesn't have any ranged weapons.
Well, this guy's not in range anymore. He's up there with it.
Yep, he doesn't... yeah, I guess he has a sword, we'll say.
But I'll let Kagan lead because I don't want Hanwell to be caught in the fire.
Yeah.
Because I'm not engaged. It's just we're both in the same square.
Mhm.
Kagan, because you can free move in the same square or the same area.
Yes, you can.
Kagan will back and he'll go, Hanwell, if this one approaches, dispatch him. I'll draw my bow and what are these are mobbed on the ground? These four, are they mobbed?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm going to let out a volley.
Yeah.
And it'd be the same difficulty 2 -1.
Yep, you get an extra die with the volley.
And also the marksman.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 4 dice to hit.
I thought marksman only gave you another momentum if you generated a momentum.
Marksman is you take a minor action to gain 1 momentum that's used for that attack.
I can pop it up as well. But yeah, I believe that's...
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it is. I read that
Yep,
earlier
okay.
today.
Yeah, spend minor action to gain 1 momentum for the attack.
Okay.
So roll 4 dice. Difficulty 1.
Oh my.
Oh, those double complications. But hey, you got 2 success. Fucking
I'll
shit.
take the doom right now. So you got 2 successes. 8 damage. Okay.
All of those are effects. Oh, I gotta roll my extra, what is it, extra damage die for a volley?
No, volley is you get an extra die. Oh, you get no, you get an extra die. You just get an extra die for volley. When you expend a load, you just get an extra die per load you spend. That's all.
You get plus
Yeah.
1 to weapons damage
Yeah.
if the attack hits.
So 9
Yeah.
damage.
Extra die. Yeah.
Oh, you get an extra die or just an extra damage?
I'm pretty sure it's an
Okay,
extra die.
so roll.
yeah.
It's plus 1 challenge.
Okay, yep,
yeah, 1
roll
damage die. And if it's an extra die and it's treated as an extra damage die, I can use accurate to reroll
Yep.
that.
Just be careful you don't go through all your loads. That's the only problem.
Don't blow your load. Is that what you're saying?
Literally. Yeah.
Well, if he's gonna, it depends on what he's gonna do with those 2 complications.
I took
so-
doom.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my loads are fine. I lose 1 load then, so
Yep.
I'm down to 2 loads. So that's 9 damage.
Yep.
I'm gonna. That's the torso. Human 2 armor. I will spend 3 momentum to jack the damage up to 12.
Three momentum to jack the damage up to 12.
Yeah.
Okay, which one did you shoot? The one in the back or the front?
That'd be the closest one there.
Okay.
bleed over?
Yep.
Though?
2 of them died.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So how does that look as you keep killing the guys 2 at a time?
Almost only got 3 momentum left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Spend 2 momentum to do a swift action.
Okay.
And unleash another volley.
Okay.
I will spend the last momentum to gain an extra die.
Oh, Kagan's time to shine.
And
+1 momentum.
I can reroll 1 die.
Nice, 9 damage.
I have one. I'll leave the 1 momentum in the pool. And oh wait, I forgot to add the extra fucking die because it's a volley.
Just roll d20. Is that a hit or?
And that's gonna be that's a
Okay.
miss, but he still let the attack hit, so he gets the extra
Yep.
damage die.
Reroll that one.
Yeah.
If you can reroll up to 3, right? Soon, yeah.
Yeah.
So 9 damage is what we're looking at.
Yeah, they're gonna have armor. It's
Yeah.
kind of pointless to jack it up.
Yeah,
So yeah.
kills one of them.
Nice.
So for the first time ever, you finally get to see Kagan do the Legolas thing. He comes backing up and he shouts out to Hanwell. He says, "Kill that one if he draws closer." And then he draws and he knocks 3 arrows at a time. And he just fucking just unleashes down into the crowd and
Nice.
wipes out 3 of them.
Yeah, meanwhile, Haroon's clinging to the side of a tower. Oof.
Yeah, as Haroon's feet get on the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if possible, he's gonna be like, basically like halfway up if he could. Otherwise,
I would.
no, I think it's good where it is because he'd be just as well off climbing all the way down.
Yeah, I
More
think
dangerous for him
if
to be
you
on the
were
side.
just hanging there, I wouldn't let you use your shield. I wouldn't let you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought about that. I was
Yeah.
like, well, yeah.
So they come.
Maybe more trouble than just climbing all the way down
Yeah.
and then climbing back.
Yeah, so they attack all at once. Here we go.
Yep.
2.
Right now I'll try and parry. What do we got? We got 2, so I'll add a die. Actually, I'm gonna add 2 dice to the parry.
2 dice, okay.
Yep. And so it'll be 1 doom for this one because I used my shield before. Oof. Here we go. Oh, there we go. There's that 5. Oof.
5 versus 2.
Get the momentum back, guys.
And you're able to parry. Okay.
Yeah, he just hunkers down low with the shield, basically.
So these guys are on. They're on the gate now. They come down and they sprint. So now they're in this square, coming down the tower. We're inside.
I was kind of hoping to, if those guys didn't come around, I was hoping to like climb back up and then flank these ones, but he's preoccupied now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was gonna flank them the other way, which is probably what's gonna happen now.
This guy joins this mob, and they try to break this thing down again. No. They can't get through.
The crates were such a good.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Must
yeah,
apply.
it actually was.
I must applaud you on your selection of crates.
Yeah. Like the
Despite
sturdiest
your
goddamn
Latin.
crates.
It's all in the mental. I got you know this shit when you've been alive for 54 years.
So Vidal hurt sees Kagan shooting people, tries to shoot him. I will use. Let's see. I will use.
Use it. What is it? I think it's like 4 doom to treat it as a fortune point.
Say that again.
I think you can use like 4 doom to treat it as a fortune point, and you could ignore his wounds if that's what you're looking for.
No, I'm just going to pump up his roll. He's got a difficulty of I don't know. That might be too much.
You should spend as much doom as you need.
Yeah. Actually, instead of doing that, he's going to move over here. Actually. And then the opposite direction.
I was gonna say, carry me home, crocodile. Oof, now that one might be able to push the crate, so.
And then these guys just kind of
If he
get
gives a shit.
into position. And this guy does come forward. And Hanwell is going to try to hit him. Would you like to use momentum for his attack or anything?
For Hanwell,
Yeah.
Hanwell needs to live to get away from that fucking fire.
It's gonna be right close next turn.
So you want me to use how many momentum for him?
Chimney's toughened.
He is. I can tell you he is toughened.
Would he generate it for the group if
Yes.
you spend it? Or
Yes, he
just-
would.
Yeah, spend 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot the ones up here went on me at the start of the turn.
Yeah, the ones at the top.
Like, oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot about that.
So he is using 2. And so he's rolling 4 dice. 1 success. That generates nothing. Do you want to use momentum for anything else?
One.
You have 1 left.
They only roll like- God, they're just crappy dice rolls. Only rolling 3 damage. Damn, Hanwell sucks.
He's old.
No, you're gonna have to save it for a parry attempt.
Okay.
He's got a scimitar.
And it's coming, so he is going to... a scimitar has parrying, so he doesn't need to use a momentum to parry.
Nice.
So here we go. He's going to attack. 1 die. Success. He will try to parry. Would you like to use a momentum on his parry?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do it.
Hey.
He's able to parry it. Fire spreads.
Good old term I like to use called GTFO. Just fuck off, Hanwell. Come on, please.
I'm
we
shielding
came all this way.
I'm gonna use Doom to go.
Uh-oh.
Crocodile, get the hell out of my way. He just like
Roll athletics to push through.
bull rushes through them, and I'm gonna give him two difficulty because he has to pass through those guys. And
I could just imagine it like Juggernaut just like
Come
charge
on,
through.
Feed him a sheep and you'll be alright.
Yeah.
he generates a Doom. He throws the last crate that matters out of the way. Ah! He just basically takes his maul and just shatters it into 1,000 pieces.
Great.
Oh, this is bad.
Go ahead, boys.
Me first. So I can set the tone for everyone else. I see the crocodile smash my crate. I look at the crocodile, look to Melik. Flee! There can be no victory here! And just,
I feel like I've
Yeah.
heard this before.
He says this every session, I think. Please.
He must have remembered
full
every
sprint.
single-
Full sprint up the stairs.
You got it.
Going for these back towers.
You got it.
So, however far I can go, I don't. Tell me where to stop.
You can go one more.
I can go where?
One more square.
Here looks good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't care about the crossbow and nothing else.
If only those damn trebuchets worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only we had time to put them together before this happened.
Exactly.
Alright, guys. Who's next?
Burn doesn't matter right now for the purposes of everything else, so I guess you might as well try and stab a dude or two. So yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Gets the momentum.
Yeah, I'll see if I can gen some. Yeah,
1.
two.
Generated 1.
Yeah, 2 success. Yeah.
Yep.
So let me see. Yeah, I am going to. Ooh, we've only got the 1 momentum. Like, yeah, no, that's him. Slashes out with the dagger from behind his shield. Just staying on the defensive for the moment.
Okay. You stab one of them, but it doesn't seem to affect him too much as you kind of just stab him in the leg. Alright. Melik or Kagan, let's say.
Oof.
Kagan needs to free up his damn brother. He will maneuver and basically, depending on whether the arrow kills him or not, he'll say, "Henwell, get out of there! The flames, they're too close!" Will shoot. He will spend his minor action to gain a momentum to spend on the attack. Difficulty 1 becomes difficulty 0
Yep.
because of marksman or accurate. So be
Nice.
3 dice. Difficulty 0.
2. Generated 2.
2 momentum. Reroll 1, 2, 3 dice.
5 damage.
5, and I will spend the 2 generated and 2 damage.
Dead.
That frees him up. Skewers him right to the femoral. Right to the thigh.
Yeah. Hanwell, as you shoot him, kind of runs back to you. Brother! We have to get out of here! Melik.
Melik sees a mob of people coming to his left. Sees the crocodile crash the crate in front of him. And he closes his eyes for just one brief second. Whispers a small prayer to himself. Takes a small step forward.
He's doing it.
And he takes the lit torch and shoves it in the crocodile's face. And that group that's right there, everyone who can see him, he starts waving this torch back and forth.
Why don't you do a steely gaze for me? Steely glare.
Well,
Unless you're actually attacking.
Oh, actually, there is one for a torch, isn't there?
it's flaming brand.
Yeah. I forgot about that
Let
one.
me see it.
Yeah, you don't see that one all that often. That's a good one.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, where's the...
It was somewhere out here.
Flaming Brand, that's would be stun and a vicious. So you got to roll survival.
So Mela takes a deep breath and he's swinging this torch back and forth as fiercely as he can. Oh.
Blows a torch out.
Oh my god, no. I can fucking imagine it. Christ. Oh, that's not good.
Now the
Anyone had
doom
left any
generator is
momentum?
turned on as the parries begin.
Alright, my turn. I believe, correct? Everyone went.
I think that's, yeah.
Alright, these guys are going to attack Haroon on the left. They just keep trying to get at him. Or dice.
Try parry.
They miss.
Doesn't need to. Nice.
Good job, guys.
Thumbs up.
These guys on this tower come down, and now they're in the courtyard as well. These guys attack Malik's back. Here we go. 3 successes.
So the parrying begins.
Yeah, not a ton of damage, but man.
Malik will spin to try and block
Actually,
their attacks.
I was gonna say, actually, don't you have the... Well, yeah, it depends if he pumps it or not, but...
He doesn't have a whole lot of doom either, though.
True. Yeah, because, I mean,
So,
depending on what the shield rolls, that could just tank it.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially, it's risky, but... Oh, darn it, magnet token's moving again.
Or you could just take the 1 damage. But I could pump it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the shield,
I would assume you do not. You either don't have the shield on your hand or you don't have the sword in your hand because you've been carrying around the torch. So which is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
Oof.
Well, I've had the torch the whole time.
Yeah.
Parry it is, I guess. Right? Oh, man.
This is gonna be rough.
Man.
All right, so he spins around to face them.
All right, you, Junior. That's your hit. So you take 3 damage. Minus your left leg is how much soak?
3.
Okay, doesn't hurt. I'm not gonna spend any doom. I'm going to spend 2 doom for a swift action for the crocodile. Wait, he can't. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Boom, boom, boom.
So it doesn't have to go like immediately after.
No, he does not. I just checked that, but he can't move and do it, so never mind. So these guys behind him are going to try to clear this other crate so they can get at you as well. They don't want to get in his way. They do. They're able to smash that crit out of the way. You hear these dogs like barking in the background. And the fire spreads. Fire spreads.
If you can hold them off long enough, it'll take the door.
Okay. You guys are up.
I'm just gonna get out of the way real quick with my dagger. There we go. Ooh, nice. 4.
Nice.
I'm gonna go next. Now that we have some momentum in.
Okay, so 4. You're just gonna bank the 3 there.
Yeah, I'm gonna bank the 3.
Okay.
He's fighting defensive.
3 damage, nothing else.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll finish one of
Nope.
them or not.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a doom to go next. Put your little fire away! I'm gonna cram it up your ass! And he just kind of comes straight, and he's got this huge maul overhand swing.
Oh,
And I'm gonna
balls are a bad time, guys.
spend a doom for an extra dice.
Holy shit.
4 damage.
Yeah, mauls are knocked down and
Or
stunned.
four successes.
Oh my gosh.
So knockdown stun with all the effects. Let me see. He might.
Fighting? Oh,
You'd have to pay him 8 doom to avoid both of those.
if you don't parry.
Yeah, if you can't parry it. So I'm really, really glad I generated that momentum.
Yep. So,
Please parry us. Good.
how much momentum do we have?
4.
4. Okay, so I'll spend.
And I'm gonna. Before you do that, I'm gonna. Okay,
Alright.
that's fine. That's fine. 3. That's not enough to parry. So you spent 3, right?
That looks like 2.
He's rolling 5 dice.
Did
I
he?
spend 3.
Oh, you did? Oh, shit.
So did I? Let me see something here.
Yeah, mauls are.
I get to re-roll 2 of my dice for no mercy.
Mhm.
For damage. All right. 10 damage. You can't block, knockdown, or stun unless you want to pay me. Let's see, how many effects did I roll? 1, 2,
4, I think it'd be
3,
8 total.
4. Yeah, 8.
Yeah.
8 doom to negate, knockdown, or stun.
No, I get knocked down and stunned.
Okay. Oh man. All right, one second here. Okay, let me see one other thing. It's like
I forget what staggered does.
so extra damage.
Only a standard action.
So I also get extra damage die equal to the rank of Dirty Fighting, which is granted stun. These cannot cause wounds, so these are going to be after everything else. So I'm going to have 3 extra damage dice. Okay. Why did it roll twice? That's weird. So 2, those cannot cause wounds. So basically you took 12 damage. What is your soak on your right leg?
3.
3. Okay, so that's 9 damage to you.
Time to sack the leg armor.
Yeah, 9 damage and 1 wound.
Yeah, I'm sacking the leg armor.
Okay, it's once per scene. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give it to you, like we did with the mummy. You can do it as much as you want in this scene. Okay, your guys' turn. Still, because I acted out of turn in my doom. Yeah, he just comes down with this maul and just plants you on the ground, hits you straight in the leg, buckles your leg, and you just slam on the ground on your back. Ho 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 ho.
Oof.
Who's up?
But are displays counted as actions?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like any attack basically, except it's the way it's different. It's the same except how it's different. But it's pretty much just an attack.
It's considered a standard action.
Yep.
Yeah, they can be pretty potent.
And
Yeah.
trying to remember how many people I've killed so far.
Plenty. Over 4.
At least 4.
Oh,
At least 4, probably 5 or 6.
yeah, it's been.
Actually, yeah,
You've
5.
killed like 2 or 3 per turn.
I think it's 5,
4,
honestly.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
they
I
get
think it was
armor?
5 or
Do they get armor soaks or anything like that?
If they have courage,
Courage.
I think.
Yeah, if they have
Courage,
courage, which usually I don't think I mean, unless particular circumstances pop up, that's a rare one. Like if you're fighting zombies and stuff, then it's pretty much a guarantee, but...
And if I was to go, like, would it be considered if I was to, like, go from here? Oh, damn it. If I was to go down one as a movement and do a fall, I have acrobatics. What would I need to do?
You would need to roll your
To land
acrobatics.
safely.
Roll your acrobatics and get a difficulty 2. If not, you take 2 damage dice worth of falling damage with no soak.
And to actually complete the display itself?
Just take an action.
Well, it says skill.
Oh, you have to roll your skill like attack, like anything else, right? So, so you would have to roll your
Yeah,
whatever the skill is that's associated with the display.
Yep. And then it's the damage booster stat is persuade or personality or whatever.
Oh, mine is, it says,
You'd have to pass
Oh,
the
this-
personality test.
No, you wouldn't have to make a person. Well, it depends what the display is.
Yeah, I was talking about
Damage
how you get
dice.
from
Yeah,
opponents.
extra damage
Yeah.
dice. Yeah,
Mhm.
that should all be set in your sheet.
well, yeah, stain the soil red.
Yeah.
It's a ranged weapon.
So you would have to make a kill, and then after that kill, you could make that. You could do that feat, or that whatever it is.
Yeah, he's killed a bunch of
The
guys. So.
reaction catch.
Yeah, you have to have at least 3 dudes within a scene. Yeah.
Yeah, which he has plenty.
Yeah, he's got. I think it's either 5 or 6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a lot of damage baseline, and then if you have like 8 persuade,
Yeah,
I think
it's
one extra die.
it's 6. It's
Personality,
the group of 4 that came up, and then 2 out of the group of 4 that was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you got plenty of kills. That's not a problem. So if you want to jump down there, you just jump down with acrobatics. That's just a move, and then you can do your display once you get down there.
Which is just a melee or ranged weapons test.
Y'all done Melic's there. Crocodile's still on him. Shit. Sprinting, moving two areas is difficult. What about going off the post down to here? Would that be a fall?
Yeah, that would be a fall as well.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is staying the slow red is close, but Man, the damage potential.
Yeah, that's
It's the
what
area.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. Is to
Get off my sheep. No, good.
Sheep is soft to land on. So what? Difficulty 2
Yep.
to make the. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we've got only the one momentum.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Kagan's gonna basically. Henwell, get down, flee with the others. And he's
Oh,
gonna.
no, Kagan.
He's gonna knuckle up and try to land down amidst them. Because Melik's pinned in. Melik's gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I imagine Haroon hears the shouting, which is oof.
I will spend the momentum on landing.
Okay.
Have acrobatics.
3 dice. That is going to get you hurt. So roll 2 damage dice. That's what you will take. No soak.
Oh, well, we got 2 success.
Oh, did he? Oh, yep. You're good. You're good.
With a
Yep.
combination.
You're good. That's
Those freaking weird blue.
Yeah.
I will land on the sheep.
Bah, bah.
But overwhelming the sounds of the sheep will be the friggin' war cry of me as I'm drawing back 3 arrows in my bow again and going, ah!
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
And they already know that flank has been decimated by it, and then they're realizing it's just one person that did it.
Yeah, go for the thickest group you can, dude, because it obliterates them. Because it automatically hits everything within reach of a given target, and then hits multiple enemies after that.
Yeah, it's range close.
Yeah, it'd be everything in the close range for you. So that's 8 people.
Yeah, it'd be 6 damage or 6 morale or whatever the hell it is, damage to them.
Resolve, yeah. All right.
So it's a standard attack, right? Difficulty 0.
What is the it would be difficulty 1, just like I think everything, right?
It says the skill would be ranged weapons.
Okay, then that's what you would use.
Yep.
Make sure that display. So.
But yeah, it's
You
just
just have to pass a range test.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's what it
Yeah,
looks
just
like.
a basic range test. Yep. That's enough.
And it's 6
dice.
damage die. I was trying to read through if the skill, if you have talents that pertain to that skill being used, do they get to be used or not?
No, I don't think so. Because you're not actually shooting anything.
It's not 6 damage, it's 6 dice.
Yeah, exactly.
6 resolve.
Yeah. But yeah, the bonuses for it though are always off of personality bonuses.
Yeah. If you do your display, if you just roll, well, what's your personality? I'm looking to
Well, I mean,
8. 8 is 0, so you're just gonna roll the 6. Roll your six combat dice, and that'll be your resolve damage. And then you can use momentum to do whatever you need to do, right?
Yeah, don't think you have any stuff to do it.
Do you not? Nope. Oh, man.
That's going to be resolved.
Yep, resolve.
Yep.
Let me make sure what the resolve is. Let's see.
We don't have any momentum, do we?
Actually, that is... so, as you do this, so these guys kind of turn, and the ones that had come in from outside saw how many you were shooting down, and they all begin to flee. As that, they have 4 resolve, and that is enough. 8 dudes run away from Kagan as he jumps down and threatens them with his bow, and they're basically routed. They can't get back into the fight again, so I'm just going to remove them from the... So how does that look like on Kagan's end?
Like I said, he tells Hanwell to get to safety, then he climbs up off the post and lands down, tries to land gracefully, but lands atop a sheep and stumbles to his feet. But as the sheep's bleeding, the bleeding is replaced by Kagan's screams as he's standing up from behind the sheep, drawing arrows, just going, "Ah!" And he hasn't had a chance to fire or nothing. That's when they start routing.
Hanwell will move, so he runs. Hurry, brother, come with me! And I think everybody but Malik is gone, and unless Varys is not gone. Varys is not gone, right?
Yeah, Haroon is just walking
not.
right over there.
I have not. Okay. How far down is this?
It's about... it's
They keep fucking running.
You can just do an athletics. You can just do athletics to get down. That's not a problem. It's if you're jumping. It would take you a full turn to just. Actually, wouldn't even have to roll. You can just do it as a move.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna obviously try to jump. I mean, it seems like it'd be shorter to jump
Yep.
down here.
Yep.
If we do that.
Yep, you're fine. You can get down all the way down there.
Varys will clamber out the side of the tower here.
Okay. So Malik, bad news for you is you're stunned, so you cannot go.
Yep, and we don't have...
Or well, you can do an action. But you have to pay a doom to do just a standard action is all you'd be able to do.
Which would be stand
You're
up.
still prone anyway, so.
What does stun do?
Stun is you cannot act until you're after your next action.
Yeah, because it puts the
You basically
stagger
lose a turn
behind you.
unless you pay doom to do an action,
Yeah.
which you should do.
Problem is, I think does standing up poke? I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's gonna get absolutely destroyed if he doesn't. Because I'm
True.
pretty sure if you're prone, you're gonna eat bonus die.
Yeah. So only a standard if you pay doom, and you can't do a reaction during this unless you pay a fortune point and doom.
Play dead.
Yeah,
Mel.
I'm just lying there.
Yeah, just look fucked. Oh, good, you did it. Fucking shit. Yeah, this is a bad spot. Oof.
So what are you doing? Nothing?
Yeah.
Malik.
Oh no. I don't even have hardly any dynamic lighting on here. Yeah, we didn't hear you there.
Pushes himself up off the ground.
So you're standing? Doc, I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear him?
No.
He said he was cutting out in chat, but yeah. I didn't hear much.
Doc, you there? There he goes.
Oh, standing doesn't provoke. So that's good at least.
Still can't react though.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Spend an action to play dead.
Yeah, roll stealth.
No one ever listens to me. I've found.
Yes, you're correct about that.
And you,
Bruin
you
mostly
see where
listen.
this, you see where this gets us?
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's nice and clear.
Phone, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I just went to the phone again. Yeah.
So,
Bizarre.
what did you say? What were you wanting to say? Sorry.
So I said Melik is lying there. His head is ringing, and he opens his eyes and he's looking down at this dusty wooden floor, and he kind of blows his breath out. And then he pushes himself up off of the ground and give you a doom point.
Okay. I have my doom. So you are no longer stunned, or no longer prone. You're still stunned.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're neither now because you. It's after your turn.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. If the dude hits him, that's the problem.
Okay. So that was your turns. It is my turns now. So he's already went this round, right? Crocodile has.
Yeah, because he went first.
Yep. So
yeah.
here,
Yeah,
I paid Doom to get in there.
Yeah, I forgot.
These guys are going to continue to try to attack Haroon with no success, probably, but
Alrighty, let's see. Alrighty.
you got a momentum from that.
Patient, though. Yeah. So yeah, I'll roll the parry,
Yeah, that's a good.
and I'll,
Yeah.
what is that, 1 or 2 momentum?
1. You have 1.
Yeah. I'm gonna use it, yeah. There we go. There we go. Generate a couple.
So, yep. These guys cannot get a hold of you. They're trying.
That shield dagger combo, man. It's just, there's that pointy little bit. Every time they think they're around the shield, they have to step back a bit because I'll get him with the pointy end.
Alright, so these guys are going to cut through here. They're going to try to, at least. And go at Melik. I'm going to give them a extra difficulty of navigating around that crate. Here, they're going to attack. 4 dice. Difficulty of 2. Nope. They're not able to get you. The dogs are still good.
Just saying, that woman, Anada, she's got balls of steel. She ain't moved once.
Yeah, she's probably up here too. She's up here with him. Hell.
I could imagine her just sitting there waiting to like.
It's my destiny.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
So Vidal is kind of just like walking around. He's trying to flank, and he sees Varys way up there, but he doesn't do anything as of yet. What just happened? Okay, that's in. Fire moves. I'm just gonna, since nobody's up here, this whole tower's on fire. Fire is really not coming into play at this point. You guys are watching this tower just like crumbles and collapses in on itself as embers and flames go flying into the air.
I'm so glad I put the other one out.
Okay,
Would've been-
I'm going to spend Doom to go.
Here it is.
Crocodile. Stay down! And I'm going to spend a Doom to add a die.
You can get that one.
So he comes swinging down at me after I stand up and I gather my bearings, and I put my right foot back behind me and brace for his attack to find some kind of advantage. I take 1 momentum.
Now you have one wound too, don't forget. So that's a.
Oh no, didn't he sack the?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
was like, where
sorry.
did that come from?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yep. No, you're good.
No, you're good.
So you do parry it.
I parry it, and then I go ahead and see an opening. I'm going to give you a doom to counterattack.
Okay.
Do it.
And when I see my opening to counterattack, I go ahead and I'm going to use one more momentum.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
And
Fucking
then
rolling those twos, man.
So that would
Holy
be
shit.
2
Do you have
momentum.
any abilities?
Say again. So that's 9 damage.
9 damage, and then I will use a momentum to take that up to 10.
10 damage. Where did you hit him? Right leg. I will sack the right leg to negate the wounds. So is that your turn when you counterattack, or is that just?
No, that's extra.
Okay.
That's why I have to give you doom, because it's
Yep.
so powerful. That's an extra turn.
Part of the reaction.
Yep. Okay.
Our turn now?
Yep, it is your turn. I spent Doom to go first.
So, Melik, following up on that attack, he's going to spend a momentum to make a called shot against the right leg,
Okay.
Double down, pal.
and then swing at him as hard as he can. And he's going to use another momentum for that as well.
Mm-hmm. I'll take the Doom. Who'd we lose? Ian.
Shit.
Okay, so that's 6 damage. Where did that go? Okay. Anything you're doing with momentum-wise, or?
Yep, and then as he goes down to try and defend it, this maul, is it two-handed or one-handed?
A 2.
Okay. Nope, he's done.
Okay.
So 6 damage to the right leg.
Mm-hmm. So you cut him across the thigh, and he just growls. Let somebody go. That's before Kagan.
Yeah, Haroon is going to try and exploit on these guys. He's been playing defense, and he's gonna wait for that opening so he can get rid of him as quick as he can. So here comes observation. Nice, that's 1 extra.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll spend 2. What do I wanna? Just yet? How much is that? That leaves us with 3 in the pool, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so I'm going to then spend 2 of it for a second action, so dagger with a target 2. And I will put 1 momentum on this.
Okay.
Clearing the momentum. So there we go. So that's 4, so I generate 2 momentum. I will use the 2 to max it to 12.
Okay, so that's going to, let's see, so... Yep, that kills 3 of them.
Sweet. Yeah, he's been behind that shield, and then finally they kind of try and get over it, basically, and he takes that opportunity to bring the shield up high, kind of bashing in the face as he brings the dagger down across their bellies and gets 3 of them. The one that was a bit back is a bit back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Varus or Kagan, are you back with us, Ian?
Yeah, that was a holy hell, man. I had the Conan book open up and it said I needed a Java update and everything locked up.
Ooh, shit. Man.
Ghost isn't back, is he?
No, he's here.
Yeah, I am. I can go.
Oh, okay.
So to hop down here, acrobatics.
No, you can just do that for free.
Okay, and then how far could I go? I'm assuming Vidal is gonna see my.
You could go right there. Yeah, you could. You can go into his square.
And look up and see him, Vidal, the nose slits. I see. The commander has retreated to this side of the field. Brandishing my axe and shield.
His face is just bleeding. He's looking at you very angrily. Kagan, you are up.
It's 1, 2, 3 minus 2. Yeah, Kagan is, once he sees them routing, he's making his way to his brother. He'll move over west 1, but he'll draw an arrow and loose it at the crocodile.
Okay.
I will spend 1 momentum on the attack. It should be difficulty 3 down to 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice shot. So it's 2 momentum, or that's actually 1 momentum gained. 4 damage, right arm.
Rerolling 2 dice. I didn't want to do a volley because God knows I'd friggin' hit Melik or something.
So that's 2 damage to him.
There's 1 momentum. Yeah, just bank it, it's cool.
Okay.
I
It just,
finally see the balloon.
yeah, it just basically just skims his arm. We're gonna start right to left. Vidal just smiles and he's like, "Bring the dogs over!" And they're gonna sprint.
Oh shit, Ferris. Oh no. Oh. Oh, the fucking Haroon's got like really bad memories of dogs.
And he tries to shoot Varus with his bow. Difficulty 3.
A lot.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Oh my god.
Because
So
of
plus
course
1
he
momentum. Or I'm sorry,
Because of
plus.
course
Do you have a
he
shield?
does. Yeah, I do. I'll try to. I don't know if I can. Can I even block it with a shield?
Yeah.
You can parry ranged with a shield.
Yep.
All right, let's see how much I gotta throw. What? How many dice?
So let's see. So his difficulty was
Was 3. So
was
he
3.
generated 1.
So 1. So actually, you just have to get a 1. Or 2. You have to get a 2.
Or,
Okay. I'll use 1 momentum.
you can do it. You could use a fortune point on this too.
I don't think I have fortune. I used all my fortune.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the last time I said to run and no one did, and I had to make slaves appear out of my ass? That's where that went.
I forgot about
Okay.
that one.
We'll do because we need to save some momentum, and I'm hoping I generate some. So yep, there you go.
Oh
There you go.
shit.
Oh man, 2
Told you
doom.
fucking
Oh
run.
shit, that
And
feels
now
bad.
here we are.
Alright, so damage. 9 damage to your right leg.
Oh, that's just dirty.
Break the armor.
How
Alright.
come I don't see the roll?
You've
It's
got
down
2
there.
complications.
You don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I still. Oh, there it is. Wow, that was delayed.
That was bad too. Yeah, I'll break it.
Okay. Armor breaks.
Got one
Just-
vigor left.
Just hold out a bit longer, buddy. I only got one more to get rid of, and I can finally start doing the thing I was gonna do.
And
20 turns.
at Melik, these. Well, you know, I'm going to use a swift action for the crocodile. Spend 2 doom.
Actually, I got a question for you.
Yep,
now,
sure.
Because that would do 7. Because I was piercing 1, and that puts me 1 below my vigor. So.
But
Did you?
if you cash in your armor, it takes everything away, not just the
Takes
wound,
away
but the
even-
vigor.
even the
Well,
damage.
you'll take the vigor, but it'll negate the actual wound, basically.
I'll still be getting below 0.
Yeah, it'll negate the wound for it. Below 0 with vigor just means if every damage you take, then each instance of damage you take causes a wound, and every 5 causes a wound.
Okay.
So
Yep.
now there are ways to recover a bit of vigor
No,
mid-combat with second wind.
that ain't happening with what's about to happen to me.
Yeah.
Let's just go on.
All right. So crocodile uses 2 doom for swift action, and he spends another doom for an extra die, and he retaliates against Melik. Four. I re-roll 3 dice for damage. No mercy.
Oh well, I mean, let me try and parry.
Yep, I mean, I'm just doing that anyway because I'm going to do it no matter what. So, good.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to use all the momentum we have left, which I think is what, 2,
Yep, 2.
and Melik's going to face.
This your second? This would be your second parry, so you need to give me a doom.
Not in the same round, is it?
Yeah, because Crocodile went first, and then spent a swift action to go again. Difficulty of 2. So actually, hold on. So basically, you're looking at.
No, I think you're doing swift action wrong.
No, read it. It does not say anything about having to go right away. It just says you can go.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about having to go right away after your first action. It just says you can go again.
Okay.
But his difficulty was 2. He got 4, so you're looking at you having to get a 2.
Okay. In any case, yeah, go ahead and take the doom so I can parry.
Okay. Yep. And you do.
There you go.
So that's actually,
There you go, buddy.
jeez, a Pete. That's actually 6. So plus 4 momentum.
Yeah, not to neg or anything, but it
Mhm.
says you gain an additional standard action. He would only be able to do a standard action on his turn.
But
To me, it would be this: whenever you activate him, if you want to use a swift action, you do it whenever you resolve his first initial standard action.
I mean, that just gives him an extra standard action. It doesn't. No, we'll have to look at that. It's okay. It didn't do anything anyway. But
Because I understand everybody on one side goes at the same time, but you have to technically resolve each individual. In my mind, you would resolve this person's before you go to the next person's.
Oh yeah, actually. So turn sequence says outside a character's turn, only reactions can be attempted, but once all the player characters can act, non-player characters then usually go, unless you pay to seize the initiative. So I don't know if you could then pay to seize the initiative again. I mean, that's kind of your...
No, I don't think you can do that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just got you some momentum. So the guys around Melik attack. Here we go. That's 3. You will have to pay Doom, even if you didn't have to do it last time. You would have to do it this time.
Okay. Well, yeah, he'll do that because he doesn't want to take any more damage than he has to. So he'll turn to face them, and he's going to use 2 momentum.
Okay.
And as he turns away from Crocodile, he sees them coming in at him, and he runs his broadsword.
So that's 3 versus 3. That's success with 1 momentum and 1 doom. Okay.
Yep.
I think besides Haroon, that is it. So the guy next to Haroon attacks. With just 1 piddly die.
I'll do my roll to parry.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Let me see. I got soak on that.
Yeah, what's your soak?
So I don't have soak on my legs. So yeah, that'll be 5, which will do a wound.
I'm gonna pump it 5 damage. With Doom.
Ooh, pump it up another 5.
Yep.
Alrighty.
So you just...
Remember, if you have fortune points, you can spend 1 to replenish all your vigor loss.
Yeah.
That negate wounds though.
It doesn't
Yeah,
negate one, but,
you can recover vigor, so...
What's your total amount of vigor?
Oh, actually, yeah, that would be... Let me
3?
see, yeah, that would be... Because I have 10 as my cap, and that would deal 10 exactly, right?
Yep, so that's 3 wounds.
So is it when it takes you to 0, or is it when
Yeah,
you
that's...
go below 0? I think it is when it takes you to 0.
I think it is too.
So yeah, so that'll do 3 wounds.
Um,
Get like a really bad blow into my leg. Yeah.
Wow, I could kill you, I think. By just pumping Doom. He won't.
Potentially, I mean, I could. Yeah, you could do that.
So Haroon is just cut very badly across the back of his leg. Actually, I will pump it 1 more to put you out of the combat.
Yeah.
For 4 wounds. I mean, you would have... Unless it's all hit at once.
Spend fortune, basically.
Yeah.
Which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'll spend 1 of my 2 fortune for overcome weakness, which will ignore effects of wounds or trauma. Choose 1, so wound, of course, until the end of the scene.
Okay.
Yep. So he's basically bleeding out, but he kind of bites down on his cheek and keeps going. And he's in just full adrenaline mode now.
Okay. You guys are up.
So Melik will go ahead, and after he deflects the swords of all the guys on his right, he's gonna take a swing. He's gonna do a minor action to bring his shield around, and then he's gonna take a swing at Crocodile.
Okay.
to use 1 momentum, dig his heels in, swing a little harder.
There you go. There you go.
And then he's going to use 3 momentum to disarm him.
So that would put you at 1 momentum.
And 6 damage.
Where did you hit him at? Let's see.
Left arm.
Arm. So. Okay. You basically just cut him down the arm and knocks the maul out of his hand. He's okay.
I'm letting other people go first. I'm trying to pull some momentum.
Yeah, Kagan is in a state of a trifecta of duty boundness. His blood brother is bleeding his blood out. He's got a companion that Melik is being pummeled, and his brother is behind him. He's weighing his options carefully, but ultimately, the biggest threat on the battlefield right now is the crocodile. So he is going to remain where he's at because it's a nice versatile position. I will spend my minor action to add 1 momentum to the attack and shoot the crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
Damage 1, 2, 3, down to 2. And rolling 3. Ooh, and I will miss.
Mm-hmm.
I'll summon a bitch.
You finally miss somehow.
I finally fucking miss.
Holy shit.
It's a crate.
Fucking crates, man. Those fucking... Everybody got fucked by the crates today.
All right.
They saved their asses too, though.
Varus, I believe. Well, Haroon or Varus?
Let Haroon go. I need to save
Alrighty,
this.
yeah, Haroon is going to... There's 2 things I can do here. Well, actually, we only got the 1 momentum, so... There is one... He's gonna stab a dude. He's gonna stab a dude.
The best defense
And
is the
he's
best
gonna-
offense.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll, what
Hits.
is reroll? Yeah, so, do I want to just... That's left leg. Let me see.
You got... Oh, you're ignoring the effects of your wounds, that's right.
Yeah, so I could pump it 1, but I don't think that's gonna do much.
That seems like that'd be a waste of momentum.
Yeah, it would. It wouldn't really get much done. Even if he did it as a reroll, it'd be a gamble. So he's gonna do that, and then basically saying that this guy is, you know, holding off. He is going to then kind of just book it up this way, kind of roaring out, and do a move.
Well, if you spend a
around.
momentum, you spend a momentum to roll 3 dice. But even then, yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot unless they roll 2s.
No, yeah, it's just the damage is the issue. But no,
Okay.
yeah, so the guy will get an attack on him, though.
Yep.
Which he will try and hopefully... Oh, you know what? I forgot to soak with my shield.
We can back that up.
I'm not too worried about it. I think that was a really good story point, essentially, for him to get fucked like that. Because, I mean, technically speaking, I could have used my fortune point to parry. I think this is a far better development.
Okay.
But he will attempt to parry this.
Yep.
So, let's see. Yeah. And he'll generate 1.
Yep.
So
Varus.
he manages to
Yeah.
the guy's area.
Okay, let's see if I can make this work. I just need to check a few things. Okay, so that's 1. That's better than I thought. Okay. Varus is gonna charge to attack Vidal.
Mm-hmm.
Spend 1 momentum for the attack.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, here's what. So that gives me
2.
Does he do it to parry? This 2? Okay.
He has a bow out, so I guess I will let him try to parry. Or I'll give you a momentum.
Okay.
And he tries to parry with a bow. So this will be a difficulty 2.
So I had 3 successes on. Yeah.
Yeah. So he needs
1. Yeah.
he needs to blow up. No. Okay, you hit him.
Okay. Right arm. Okay. I had 2 effects, so it'd be 7.
7 damage. That's gonna kill him.
No, so here's what I want to do. If
Okay.
I can.
Yeah,
I don't
sure,
know if I
you-
can do it with this.
You tell me.
I want to subdue him. You use make the attack non-lethal. I'm
Yeah.
trying to just kind of knock him, and then I want to. How much momentum would I have at it? Because that'd be 1 for the subdue.
3. Then 4. 4.
Okay, I want to use a swift action to grab him and hold him hostage.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold my axe to his neck and threaten the guy with the dogs. And 1 step closer, I'll kill your lord. I've got him right here, right now. Get the rest of your men. End this.
And they're just growling. The dogs are barking. He's kind of looking at you like he's not sure what to do. All right. What? So it's my turn. So would you agree that drawing is the same as picking up a sword? Or picking up a weapon off the ground?
Like a minor action, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that? Do you think that should?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that is right. I just should it provoke an attack probably.
Oh, I don't think it usually does. Yeah, standing doesn't, so I wouldn't imagine that does.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what the
I don't know.
point of a disarm is. Then it's actually your turn anyway, but right? No, it's my turn actually. I'm sorry, but the crocodile's already.
Yeah, it's just the croc went. Yeah.
Yeah, he went. Okay.
Yeah, what is the point of a disarm?
Well,
Yeah.
it would make it to where they couldn't parry. You can't parry with
Oh,
your
yeah,
hands,
that as well.
so
I guess if someone else is attacking them, yeah.
yeah.
Disarm, swift action, attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of momentum, though.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
It's be worth it in some cases, particularly here. I guess it would blow a minor action if they have traits and stuff they can use for minors.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Depends on if the person's mind is creative with momentum or just direct with momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So as Varus has Vidal cornered, the guy like pulls the dogs back and he's like, "Fine, don't kill the Emir." And he kind of like pulls him back and he's like, "Slave, come here." And the crocodile just kind of like looks over his shoulder kind of briefly and looks at Malik to try to gauge what Malik is going to do. It is your turn, so... it is not your turn, but what is Malik looking like? These guys don't look like they're going to attack. The guys next to Malik don't attack. They kind of step away. So basically all the bad guys have acted, essentially. They look like they're giving up.
Yeah, I mean, the second he would have turned his head and looked back the other way, Melik would have taken a swing at him.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Good.
Hey, are you
Haroon's gonna do an exploit on him, so.
Swing.
And
what the fuck did you expect him to do?
I'm even going to use 2 momentum for that.
Do it.
Okay.
Go here.
3. It's 2 momentum.
Reroll your damage dice.
So it's that unprotected right arm.
You could still just plow the shit out of him if you hit more damage. I don't know if this would.
Wasn't it the right leg?
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
I know we shattered something. Or
You
you guys,
definitely-
I've been doing a lot of running.
You shattered the right leg.
Oh, right leg. Okay,
Yep.
Right something. Yeah. Then I will use momentum to re-roll the 3 dice.
Okay.
Oh, not bad.
8
There you
damage.
go.
And then I will use 2 momentum to bring it up to 10.
All right, so that's 10 total. So subtracting out 2 for his armor. That's 8. So, okay, what do we got here? So that's going to give him 2 additional wounds. Let me just do the math real quick here. Yeah. So he's like, alright, it's everybody else's turn.
Haroon is going to we got one. So yeah, he's going to approach this way and do an exploit.
Fucking steal kill every single time.
It's not his attack yet.
Generate momentum. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. He's got just enough. To yeah, swift attack. So target 2.
Oh god.
Nah, I don't think you had that much. I think, well, hold on, you might have, you generated, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I generated 1 from the observation. Gave me
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Generate 1.
4 damage.
I wasn't sure he'd actually be able to. He just knows his friends are in danger. He was like, fuck this dude that hurt me, I'm gonna go help them. So, yeah, fucking shit.
That was what, an exploit, so it's got penetrating and vicious.
Oh yeah, it does have. Yeah, I don't think he has a helmet on anyway, but it does have. Or yeah, I mean it'll have vicious. So
Yeah, he's dead. How does it look?
Yeah. Yeah. So, Haroon kind of limps up almost. He's like ignoring it, but every time he walks, there's this huge spurt of blood from his leg. And he kind of steps up and there's this spray across the door of his own blood. And then he brings that dagger down into the back of Crocodile's neck and just like twists it. And yeah. And he's like, he looks delirious. Like his eyes are like completely widened out and everything. And he is just wobbling basically, as he pulls the dagger out from the back of Crocodile as he almost falls on Melik.
And you kill the massive beast, while Vidal is Varus' captive and the others have pretty much given up. And you kind of flee from the manor as it burns to the ground. Hanwell and Anada as well. And as the flames overtake the manor, the scene fades to black.